Today, I have 15 reasons, 15 to be exact, why the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the NBA championship. And we'll get into this a little later. I'm going to wait for the rest of the guys to come up here. And you guys are going to tell me whether these are valid reasons, whether maybe, or whether no. That's just not a reason why the Thunder will win the championship. Also, obviously, last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder went up 2-0. So we're going to start out on that. And then, obviously, tonight, we have Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And we will be on the main stage with none other than Patrick Beverly. So y'all go ahead and mark this on your calendar because this is going to be a hell of a night and a hell of a game. But in the meantime, fellas, let's go ahead and get into the game. How did we feel about Game 2, Western Conference Finals?
I know there's a bunch of people who think that this series is over. The series is done. Game 3 is going to tell me everything, whether we're not coming back to Oklahoma City or the series is going to get extended to 6 or 7 games. Now, what I saw from this Oklahoma City team was I saw defense that I've seen all season long. I just saw it turned up even more. I saw gaps being filled. I saw connectors more connected. What they remind me of is a python that'll just squeeze the life out of you ultimately. And I feel like that's what they did with Minnesota. I think Julius Randle has to play better than what he played yesterday. I thought that the shots that he got in Game 1, he didn't get as many of those shots in Game 2. I thought that he was jumped a little bit more than what he was jumped in Game 1. I felt like they left him more one-on-one coverage in Game 1 than they did in Game 2. I'm going to keep it a being with you guys, Ron. Your man McDaniels, he's sick of SGA and it's bullshit. He's over it. He is sick of it. If we was at the park, he'd swing on him. I promise you that. He's just about had it because he seems to just want to play basketball. That's what it seems like with me. It seems like he just wants to get in the stance, he wants to defend, and he wants to play basketball. Now, I'm an advocate of guys getting to the free throw line. I'm an advocate of that. You getting to the free throw line is a skill, and if I could get your best defender off me and getting your secondary defender on me, then I mean that's part of the game. But it seems like Jaden McDaniels just wants to play, and this extracurricular stuff, he's just over it. But I'm not swayed by what Oklahoma City did. As good as they are, I'm not going to argue that, Ron, but I'm thinking they protected their home floor. Rotation players, they play better at home. There's more energy at home. The crowd is better at home. Ron, I vividly remember watching in 2014, Oklahoma City get stomped by 40 against San Antonio. 40. And everybody thought the series was over. They went back home. They made some adjustments, took Thabo out of the lineup, took Nick Collison out of the lineup. They end up going home and they win both of those games, right? So there are some adjustments that need to be made here, but I'm not just writing off Minnesota. All Oklahoma City did was protect their home floor. The heat now goes to Minnesota. You guys got to go home and protect your home floor.
Chill. I don't know. They like Big Mama. Chill. Like OKC, that belt travels. Like Big Mama whoop your ass at home.
In the grocery store.
In her house. And then she'll go to your house and whoop your ass. I'm talking about, look, you go to Disneyland with Big Mama, best believe she packing that belt. Big Mama taking that heat with her everywhere she go. Chill. I don't know.
Well, Anthony Edwards was a lot better yesterday. He was a lot better getting to the rim. I think he was a lot better getting to the rim. I think he was a lot better finishing. Now, don't get me wrong, Ron. He met resistance on the regular. It wasn't like he was just getting to the rim at will. No, he was definitely getting into the teeth of the defense, but he was getting swarmed when he was there. He just seemed more aggressive than he did in Game 1. And I think that's going to travel.
Call that resistance?
Yeah, he was more aggressive. I don't necessarily know if he was better, but he was more aggressive.
He was way better than he was in Game 1. Way better.
Ron, you don't think so?
Yeah, he was way better.
I thought he was good in Game 1. He just didn't shoot. This time he was shooting and missing. So it's like
I thought he was good yesterday.
I would prefer. I don't think he played bad either game. I don't think he played bad last night. It was just, he just couldn't make. He didn't make shots like that. Like he went 1 for 9 from the 3-point line.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he was bad last night. I think he was bad in game one. Just if
I agree.
you put the whole game together, and you got to account for that fourth quarter. He was bad in
100%.
game one.
Yes.
I liked him game two. But
I think he was Minnesota's best player yesterday by a significant margin.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Ron, if I got to
Maybe
watch
that's not saying much, but like I think he was actually like quite good, but obviously they got fried. So
well, have we agreed that in order for them to be competitive in this series and have a shot, like Julius Randle can't be the best player on the floor for them? I think we're all in agreement in that.
well, it depends
I don't agree with that.
If Julius plays like a top 10 player, it doesn't matter if he's better than that. And he's playing at an elite level. You just need someone to be playing that level.
If Julius, honestly, Chill, I think that's best case scenario.
If Julius plays that way,
if we getting that from Julius and Ant's being aggressive, playing good basketball, shit, I think that's best case scenario. If you getting top notch juice, right, and Ant is playing ball, they can for sure beat this team, because when Julius Randle's playing aggressive, it's like, you know, you getting dudes fouls. I think Alex Caruso is, with all due respect, Mars, that is a complete mismatch. That's just mouse in the house material. And when Julius got that mindset turned on, I think he's putting a lot more pressure on that defense. Like, I've been saying this about this defense all year. They need somebody. You need somebody when you're playing against this defense. You need somebody big in the middle of the floor that can catch the ball and work quick. No catch and look, and you need somebody that's going to be super aggressive, that's going to get the ball and boom, go. No waiting for doubles. No, not worrying about, they might reach. Nah, go get aggressive. They reach, bam. You know what I'm saying? You're getting hit because I'm being aggressive. So that's what I think. If Julius is playing that level of basketball, like how he was playing in the first game, if we could have got game two Ant with game one Julius,
it would have been better. I can definitely get with that logic. But to counter your point, Ox, the best player still has to be the best player, 100%. And I feel like with Anthony Edwards, to go 1 for 9 from the long ball line, which is something that he's put in his game this season, and he's been really good at it, for him to go 1 for 9 at the long ball line, he's got to switch it up and know that, I have to get something else going. Don't get me wrong, that's a part of his game. And I do know that the variance of the long ball is definitely a part of the game. There might be games when I go 6 for 10. There might be games when I go 7 for 13. But there's also nights when I go 1 for 9. But we in a space now where I can't afford to have that happen on the regular, because this team in Oklahoma City, we're in a Western Conference Championship. I can get away with that against Memphis. I can get away with that against a lesser team. I can't get away with that against Oklahoma City. Nights like this, it's not going to work. Mm-mm.
Yeah, both of them got to be better. I remember I came up here after last game and I brought up everybody else's field goal or 3-point shooting percentage outside of Julius Randle. I think they were like 10 for 45. Well, now I'm bringing up Ant and Julius Randle's field goal percentage last night. Collectively, they shot 14 for 37.
Nope.
That's disgusting, because Julius Randle was 2 for 11.
Well,
Anthony Edwards was 4 for 26. That's disgusting.
But but okay, we could separate them. Now I'm talking about both of the star players, because
that's
it's not. I'm gonna tell you why it's not disgusting, Mars. I'm gonna tell you why it's not disgusting, because I'm gonna separate it and then I'm gonna bring it back together and tell you why it's not disgusting.
Ron.
First off, because Chill said your best player has to play well. The reason why I put it together is because I don't believe one of them can play well and they can win. I believe both of these brothers got to show up at the same time, and they both got to hoop in order for them to even stand a chance against this OKC team. Now, the reason why I'm putting it together is because of that. But even when I separate it, and if you shoot 26 shots, buddy, you can't give us 32 points. If you shoot 30 against this team and expect to win, if you shoot 26 shots, we need a 40-piece. It got to be 26 shots in a 40-piece.
So where does he have to get to, Ron? Does he have to get to the stripe more? Because again, of those 26 shots that he shot, a lot of that stuff was contested. He was getting to the rim, making tough shots at the rim. He was getting to the rim, making tough shots over guys like Chet and Hartenstein. He did stick a mid-range here and there. But for the most part,
he hit like 3. It was 2. I thought it was 3. It was
mid-range.
Maybe it was 3. Maybe I've seen 2.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. I'm pretty sure it was 3. It might have been 2. It might have been 2.
I saw 2 of them. Maybe you might be right, Ron. But
he had 2 in the second half and 1 in the first half.
Yes. What I'm saying is that his shot diet, as we know, I think he averages 12 threes a game. All right. Well, if he's shooting 26 shots, 9 of them were threes. That's a third of his shot. That means one in every 3 shots was threes. Well, I got to get if I'm shooting 26 shots, he's getting to the rim and he's getting to the stripe. He might not be foul baiting like SGA, but I mean, he's giving you everything he's giving you, Ron.
He got there 10 times. He got to the free throw line 10 times. He went 7 for 10. Whatever. But really, I mean, my only criticism is, bro, you gotta make 3 to 4 of those threes.
1 for 9 is not going to get it done. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, he has to shoot the 3.
Yes, 1 for 9. I'm not going to argue that point.
But I remember, y'all remember my criticism though last game too, when I was saying, Ant, you got to get him up, and he came and got him up. So I mean, I can't be mad at that.
So what you want, Ron? I mean, he shot 26 shots yesterday. So what do you want, Ron? I mean, he got to be more efficient. Instead of 12 for 26, you want him to be 14 or 15 for 26.
I'm really nitpicking. That's all I'm really doing.
Because
he emptied the clip, and I can't ask for nothing else. And you know, sometimes shots fall, sometimes they don't.
That's all it is, Ron. It goes back to what I was saying yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds, I know people don't want to hear it. They're like, that's dumb. Like, it's basketball. It's not dumb. You have to make your shots. It's okay to tell professional basketball players that. When they're like, well, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to you got to make shots, bro. You're playing against a great basketball team. A team that I gotta say, I'm fine. It always takes me a little longer than you are. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be convinced. I'm convinced. You know what I'm saying?
Last night did it?
This squad is for real. These young boys have no intention on folding. These young boys have no intention on doing young shit. These young boys have no intention on being inexperienced. Okay. All right. These young motherfuckers want to play some basketball, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like this, you can't miss shots, okay? And it just comes down to that. So if y'all want us to find some divine way of how you got to win, some super scheme, there is none. You need to make shots, okay? It really just come down to that. And I know
they're unschemable.
He right though, Ron. I mean, like we could put together a whole bunch.
It's not necessarily that, but you got to have extreme personnel. You know what I'm saying? You don't got one of them all-time extreme personnel type dudes, a Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Michael. You don't got that. Nikola, fine, that's cool. Yes, Nikola Jokic. If they're playing aggressive, if you don't got that, you have to almost play perfect basketball. And I'm sorry if y'all in the chat or out there in the world can't accept that, but that's just what it is. Yeah. When you in that locker room, there's y'all looking at each other. Ain't nothing happening. Like there ain't no halftime speech, none of that shit. Make some shots, bro. I
think it was in the third quarter, Ox. I was watching, like, Julius Randle had the ball on the, I want to say on the right, on the left wing. He had the ball on the left wing, and he had Alex Caruso on him. It looked like, and he was backing Alex Caruso down. It looked like it was 9 of them dudes out there.
Chill.
It looked like it was 9 of them. I'm like,
I was just about to say that.
There was nothing open, nothing. And then I see Ant. It was in the third quarter again. Then I see Ant. He was at the nail. He was at the top of the nail, and he's got Caruso on. No, he's got Dort on him. With him having Dort on him, Casey Wallace was literally right next to him. It's almost like a game where I'm looking at these dudes thinking, you swing on him. Once you swing on him, we jumping in. Don't worry about
this. Ain't no gang. This is a mafia.
We got you.
Oh my!
And everybody was literally right there, connected. There was really no open space. Whatever open space Anthony Edwards got, he had to hurry up and get to it because that door closed quick. With that being said, though, it's like when Julius does get one of them dudes on him and he goes quick, it's sweet for real. Like don't get me wrong, they're all incredible defenders, but I've said for a while they're all small. Like Lou Dort's strong, he's stocky, but they're all little. You know what I'm saying? So It's like until you get to JDUB, you finally start getting some size. But other than that, them dudes are small. So it's like when Julius gets that and he goes fast, that it is sweet. But it's about you have to have your mind made up. You don't got time. You don't got time to think. You don't got time to get the ball and wait. Julius has to go. Ant has to go. When Lou Dort has Ant squared up in front of him, Ant got to come off the ball, go back and get it and work. He can't play with the ball with Lou Dort because Casey Wallace is right there. Literally.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go. And J-Dub's right there.
Right.
You have to go fast before they get any chance. I think it was about 4 minutes left in the game. It looked like they was trying to make it something. It was like 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
My man Jaden McDaniels had the ball. He sees Ant and he just here. He wasn't locked in. You got to be locked in for 48. They was making a run, and then Jaden McDaniels hit that just one little careless pass. And give us that. We got it. There is no more run. That shit is over. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Them dudes is like you said, they're swarming. It's like a pack of bees, a pack of wolves, a pack of hyenas, some type of animal.
What it was.
It's deadly out there.
Because when Jaden McDaniels, he had grabbed the rebound and he was bringing the ball up court, I just knew I thought he was going to get ripped. Because he was just bringing the ball up court all lackadaisical. And then on top of that, he damn near started dribbling towards the corner. He didn't see JDUB behind him. But you know who was in front of him was Casey Wallace. And he just sizing him up. JDUB chasing him like one of them, what's the one things that the Lions be chasing? The gazelle. He chasing him like a gazelle. And he's just hawking him down. And he don't even see him behind him, but he see Casey Wallace closing in on him. So he just turn around and try to dump it back to Ant. JDUB was right there. Like,
that's what I'm saying though. You can't, bro. Ron, imagine you got one of them crazy coaches, you know, and you
I know what you
know.
That.
You know what I'm talking about? And you throw the pass like this. In any pass like this, it doesn't even have to get turned over. It doesn't have to be in the meat and potatoes of the game. I'm talking about an underhand shovel pass, just like this. Well, you get your ass cussed out. You running 17s till you throw up. Well, what are you doing?
The whole team.
What are you doing? The whole team. The whole squad. Everybody, the manager, everybody. What are you doing? And the reason you get coaches that act like that is because of situations like this, where you're making a run against an incredible defense, a credible basketball team, and you're just pitching the ball. And good teams, serious defenses, they're not going to let you do that type of shit.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you're going to pay for it. So
every time they got close, it seemed like every time every time Minnesota was trying to make a run and they got close, Oklahoma City would just shut it down. They would cut. They would go on Minnesota would go on a 7-0 run. They go on an 8-0 run, and then Oklahoma City would just expand the lead. I mean, one of the things that I still don't understand is why Minnesota doesn't run more. They had any transition points yesterday. None. I mean, and it's not that they don't have the athletes to run. They do. They didn't get anything in transition yesterday. I'm having a difficult. I know, again, guys. I know that Oklahoma City, that defense is for real, but we got to get easier buckets. We have to, because the stuff that we get in the half court, Ron, is going to be at a premium. So if the stuff that we're going to get in the half court is at a premium, we got to figure out how to get easier buckets. Now, I know you guys are going to tell me, chill, there's really no answer for anything that these guys are doing. In reality, as of right now, that is true. But we still got to figure out how to get easier buckets than what we're just doing in what we're doing right now. So once they get back to Minnesota, maybe the lineup has to change. Maybe coach got to dig deeper into his bench. I mean, he played 8 guys, and I got a little bit. I got some more production, better production than what I got from those guys in game 1. And if I see Gilgeous-Alexander Walker dapping up his cousin one more time, like, wait a minute, you with us or you with them? What's going on, brother?
You signed that Kevin Durant 2016 contract?
Are you with us or you with them? Because it's a lot of love going on.
He better not end up over there some one day. I want to say this
going on between them two.
I want to say this to you, Penn. There is no hypocrisy going on here. I'm saying the same thing I said last series. These dudes are small, and they're serious and they're aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be the aggressor. I said that with Jokic. I don't think Alex Caruso can guard Jokic. I don't think any of those dudes can, even in a situation where they're double teaming him. You have to be aggressive. You can't be out there flopping, being soft, trying to get fouls. When against this team, you can't just dribble the ball for no reason. You have to be aggressive. I think this defense can be solved. I don't think this is some one of them defenses where it's just impossible to beat them. But if you don't have generational talent, generational personnel, you have to be the aggressor. That's not me being hypocritical. That's me saying the same thing I was saying in December when Jason Tatum was out there doing all that.
Yeah, him
soft.
and Jaylen Brown.
You have to be aggressive. That's all I'm saying.
I apologize for that too, because remember I was going ballistic. Like, how the hell you let Casey Wallace do this, and that?
Yeah, you were disrespecting Casey's
defense.
God,
I went ballistic that episode.
You
look,
did, but you were right for that though. You was right for that though, Ron. He's 6'2", he's little. Jason Tatum 6'10". Abuse him.
Yo, hey.
Casey like that. I don't know what to tell you.
Y'all heard of a 6'10" man trapped in a 6'2" man's body? Remind me of bars.
I just want y'all to get what I'm saying. Like, that's not me disrespecting these dudes. I think these dudes are incredible basketball players. But when there's certain things like when a 6'3" dude, no matter how good a defender he is, if you're 6'10" and you're the aggressor, you're putting him on, you know what I'm saying? You putting him in a disadvantage. And now, yes, there is ways that he can stop you, but you're doing him a favor when you're bailing him out, dribbling the ball, being cautious, looking around. When you get the ball and your thought is get to the cup or put him back, make him backpedal so I can stop and pop with a little floater or something. That's how you have to go play like that. You can't be slow and catching the ball and looking. Chill. How many times you dumped it down to your big fella and he holding the ball like this, and then something bad happened? Get the ball, make a move.
Get to it. That's why I'm throwing you the ball. Get to it.
Go.
Yeah.
And you know,
and
when
with
you
that being said,
a strong move, you're gonna get a foul.
More or a bucket.
I mean, yeah.
You know, and especially yeah. when you know that these dudes are swarming the way they are. You know that they're swarming the way they are. Make that a disadvantage to them. Now, when you got a team that's swarming like that, they want you to be thinking. They want you to be hesitant because that gets them in position. When you go to them, that's their foul. They're the defense. You're the offense. You have a right to this space. So when I'm going and they come and it's four of them and they're swiping down because that's what they're doing. I like that because I teach that. Ron. Reach a little bit. They're slapping down. You get hit, go. But if you're being cautious, that's just going to be a steal. And that's all I'm saying. I love these dudes. I love this type of aggressive basketball. But the offense can solve this. Like Julius Randle has the ability to beat this team.
He's got to.
Well, you know the thing with Julius though, and I mean we could be honest. A lot of Julius is in between the ears. It's upstairs. And there's some games where Julius is just kind of like, la.
That's not been going on in these playoffs, Ron. He's been locked in.
No, for sure. But last night was one of those nights. And that's why he didn't play in the fourth quarter. He literally didn't play in the fourth quarter.
No, he did not. That's a fact.
And why do you think that was the case?
Yeah.
Finch was like, yo, Julius, I'm not about to play with you tonight. If you don't want to hoop, if you don't want to play, if you don't want to get the ball and put your head down and go make something happen, what's the point in you being out here? So it's like when Julius
I'm not mad at Finch for
that. When he locked in game, if he's locked in like game one, Julius is an issue. If he play like he plays game two, these dudes don't stand a chance. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah,
they got to get easier buckets though, because again, if this team is just gonna rely on their half court stuff, it's not gonna work. And I know I have to say this because because I'm a Rudy guy, but me and Rudy fighting in practice. We getting into a fight. 100% we are. And Ron, if I gotta watch this dude rebound like he rebounding against 8th graders, it's bugging me out. Like he's tipping the ball, like he's playing against dudes that's this big, and he's not securing rebounds. They're getting second chance opportunities. He's not finishing around the basket. This is the stuff that you guys have been telling me, and sure, it's happened more times than not, but he has been, for the most part, good in some areas, right? But last night, him tipping the basketball, and that's just weak. That's not good basketball at all. Because I saw so many second chance opportunities where Casey Wallace comes in and rips him for a rebound, where Aaron Wiggins comes in and rips him for a rebound. And this kind of stuff gives Oklahoma City second and third chance opportunities that you can't give a team that's that good offensively. You can't do that. Because if you do that, you're going to end up minus 12 in the hole. So when you go on that 7-8-0 run, that's taking a lot of energy out of you. Then they go back on an 8-0 run, which makes it go right back to 12 or 13 again. And now you in the hole. Rudy's got to do a better job on the glass than what he did. He can't stay the way he was. Nah, absolutely not. He's got to do a better job on the glass. Rebound the basketball with two hands and finish around the rim.
Chill. Rudy's one of them dudes that there's 20% of the league he just can't play against. You know what I mean? Like with this team, it's there's some games, Rudy, you're not gonna play that much. You know what I mean? And I personally don't think that's a bad thing. I think he could still be a great player. But there's some teams, like I don't like coaches that have the same plan, same scheme, same lineup every single day. You know what I mean? Like you got to switch it up, and you got to understand that all your personnel isn't meant for every battle. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you send these dudes and keep these dudes home. You know what I mean? And Rudy Gobert is one of the dudes against this team where you're playing limited minutes. It's situational for you. You know what I mean? And on the offensive end, I wish they would stop. I told him before the season, the game started, the series started. If you give the ball to Rudy, it has to be a lob and lobs only. There is no bounce passes, no chest passes, nothing. Has to be lob passes and offensive rebounds for Rudy Gobert only. I personally think him and Mike Conley need to sit their ass down. You know what I'm saying? We need to rock with Nas and Dante, or Nas and Nikhil. I prefer Nas and Dante. Nas and Dante, let's go.
Would you go to the Rook? Would you go to the Rook Dillingham for a couple of minutes?
Oh hell no.
Chill. I'm not throwing these babies to wolves.
Yeah,
No way. No way. That'll ruin that kid's confidence. But I'm personally rocking with Dante and Nas. Nas ain't really do. I was kind of disappointed in Nas yesterday, but come on, Nas, you got to run. Like I play Luka Garza before Rudy right now.
Oh god, but Conley's like the only one who like he's like the only point guard they have. Like,
I know, Mars.
And I understand like he ain't provided no scoring threat at all, and defensively, it's been shaky. To say the least.
You see with JDUB, every time he's seen him, he was
but like so. Is the defensive improvement if you go with Dante or Nikhil, because Nikhil was actually quite good yesterday? Is that worth the trade-off? Yes, now you have no one who can handle ball pressure outside of like and if Julius is playing serious, like is that?
I would try it. I think so. I would try it.
You're bigger, you're more physical, the defense is better, and then on top of that, I think I kind of trusted both of them to get to the hoop more too. At least Nikhil got to the rack a couple times last night. He finished one. It was just like, Nikhil, what the hell are you doing? But I trust that. Oh, hello, Pastor. How you doing, Reverend? You good?
I'm not burying Mike. I wouldn't bury Mike Conley, but
just lower the minutes.
Yeah, I think Dante got to play more. Like Dante gonna get some shots up, and they need to. You need to shoot. They have to score.
Yo, Coach Mars. Can I put you on the big screen without putting you on the big screen?
Yes.
Anything? Do you have any? You're the Timberwolves assistant coach. He hands you the clipboard. Do you have anything for us?
I'm removing every single poster from Julius Randle, Nas Reed from the playbook. We're not going to the post at all, ever again. I'm going with a jumbo lineup, personally. I think the only way to mitigate the lack of outside shooting, which has been apparent in the series, is to crash the offensive glass with everything you have. So I'm going with a front court. I'm going with, and this is where we got to experiment. We're down to a. I'm going with Ant, Jaden, Julius, Nas, and Rudy. That's my 5. Mm-hmm. And we are going to pummel them as best as we can with offensive rebounds, physicality, and length. That's the best we can do. Really defensively, I am tired of the idea of trying to press Gilgeous-Alexander. I think you are going to force turnovers. Man had 1 turnover yesterday, and you guys were pressing him damn near the whole game. That's not going to work. So we are basically going to run a one-man zone with Rudy in the middle. We're going to use the length that I've now put on the outside to deter as many driving lanes as possible. We are shrinking the court as much as we can. OKC haven't really shot the ball that well. So we are going to try and funnel the ball towards the outside shooters, whether that be Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Kayson Wallace. And now we don't have anyone who JDUB can pick on as a mismatch because Jaden and Nas isn't the greatest defender, but he has the size and the length to deter some of those shots. And we're going to make the court as small as possible defensively. And then we are going to try and win the possession battle the best we can with the rebounds. That would be my two major adjustments. And then in terms of just how I'm using Anthony Edwards, I think they got a lot of success with Anthony Edwards off the ball. I think that doesn't mean like he's off the ball the whole possession, but if you have Anthony Edwards coming from away from the ball, or you use him as a screener, those types of things, I think that just opens up his game, and you can get Anthony Edwards with an advantage before he makes the catch. I think the worst thing you can do against this OKC defense is try and set up with your best player trying to create with all 5 defenders in front of him. But if you can get him in between that traffic, whether that is Ant as a screener, he slips, and now you've got him in the middle of that defense, maybe it's a 4-on-3, whatever the case may be, then I think you have somewhat of an advantage. Julius Randle has to just be better. Like, there's not much I can do with what Julius Randle did yesterday. Whether that is him making outside shots, whether that is him being a quicker decision maker. I think that was my biggest issue with him yesterday. Just taking way too long. You can't let this OKC defense load up. That can't be something you do. So if he catches the ball, he has to either go instantly or he has to just make the next play. It can't be, I'm gonna wait, watch what the defense does, and then try and make a play. Because by the time he does that, he's going into a crowd, and that's a bad thing. And Rudy has a very short leash, because there was one play in game 1. I remember it vividly because I tweeted about it. He caught the ball in the short roll and threw it away right away. If Rudy Gobert can't do anything on offense, besides, he hasn't even been like finishing at the rim. If Rudy Gobert can't do anything on offense, we're playing in like 26 minutes. I'm sorry, like we're playing like 26 minutes.
26? That's too many, Mars.
16.
Nah, because I like
the game.
I do feel like the presence at the rim is still valuable. So it's like, I don't know what you're supposed to do with Rudy, because like when he's not on the floor, I feel like it's just free real estate to the rim. But then the offense,
exactly why you got to live with him playing, bro.
Which is why, like, that's why I need him out there, because the defense doesn't work without him. But
it depends. It just depends for me. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel you. I'm always an advocate of Rudy playing more often than not. It's just that the turnovers come when. Now, to Chill's point, throughout the season, I felt him when it's like when the big fellas like this give him the ball. You just can't do that against this swarming defense. Rudy can't touch the ball unless it's a live pass or offensive rebound.
Well, I think you can, Ron. I think you can, Knox. I just think that it has to be at the rim and it has to be fast. Like we can't have him. There's
nothing fast enough for this squad.
Get much at the rim, though.
Right? They're not letting that happen.
I've seen Rudy dive to the rim, and I'm seeing him dive to the rim, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, as soon as he's at the rim, if he doesn't get the ball, get out. It's that simple.
I've seen it too many. Typically, I'd agree with you, but right now I've seen it too many times where they're trying to pass it to him, and it's just they're getting to that so fast, like they're waiting for it. It might not look like they're there, but they're there. Like they're coming quick for that. And I like the idea of going big, Mars. I just think that's going to be a turnover fest. I don't know how they're going to handle the ball.
It's absolutely going to be. Everything has drawbacks. I'm kind of the hope, and this is why it's hard to beat OKC. They got to be in 4 and 5 games now. Like they have to be in 4 out of 5 games. I'm hoping that the inevitable turnovers that are going to come with this are offset by what I hope is a bunch of offensive rebounds. That's like the plan. The plan is
that's how you're going to.
We're going to turn the ball over, but we're going to get so many second chance opportunities that it kind of balances the scales a bit. Also, Isaiah Hartenstein's minutes have gone down in this series, rightfully so, in my opinion. Shout out to Mark Daigneault. But if we go with the jumbo big lineup, maybe that forces Mark Daigneault to have to play Isaiah Hartenstein more, which takes away some of OKC spacing. So, like, you're also trying to force them into bringing back Hartenstein, who is a good player. It's not like, oh, you bring Hartenstein, we're going to win now. But and you also got to just take away the middle of the floor from Hartenstein. Like, I don't know the percentages, but it's like he's 80% when the floater's in the middle of the floor and like 20% when the floaters are on the baseline. You have to get him playing on the baseline. You can't have him in the middle of the floor because he doesn't miss. So, like, you just got to take away those sweet spots, I think. All of that, and you're probably losing 5. But, like, that's the best thing I can come up with in terms of what I would do. But I think OKC is just a better team. Like,
yo, real talk. I would like to hear what you have to say about this series. But before I bring Pastor RT to the pulpit, I do want to let you guys know that you should be liking the video. You should subscribe. You should turn on your notification bells. And last but not least, you should become a Hall of Fame member like Vale, like Moti Kenny, like Worldwide Mace Television, like Jason Grills, Teddy Hart, Minor, and Cheese. Those are the Hall of Fame members. Salute to them. And if one of y'all want to pull up today, just hit me on the side. Y'all know how to get a hold of me, and I'll bring you guys up today. All right. We are going to pass around the collection trade to anybody that wants to send through a super chat. And we'll read those here in a second. But before we do that, Reverend.
Nah, I'm seeing. I heard a few people had a problem with that clip too. I mean, my apologies. You know what I'm saying to you if you were offended. I'm a man of faith myself, by the way. It's really not that deep. 11K likes on TikTok though from Playback.
Hey.
Shout out. Anyway, about the series, I do kind of agree with Mars as far as just. Well, I actually don't. Let me start with this. I'm playing Rudy Gobert a lot because to me, the Timberwolves got to try to make it 92 to 88. Like that's how they got to try to win because they're not about to. You can't have OKC playing defense like that, and Chet is being efficient offensively, and JDUB is being good offensively, and SGA is going off. Like at that point, you're not going to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like they already going to be a good defensive team, great defensive team, and stagger your offense. So you can't have them flowing, and then you can't get any stop. So I'm playing Rudy personally. Another thing, Jay McDaniels needs to back up and act like he's 6'10". I don't know why he keep like trying to press on SGA because number one, to me, he doesn't have the foot speed to do it. And then anytime SGA hits him with that little shoulder and that chicken wing, he in the third row. Like back up, you know what I'm saying? Use your length, contest on the jumper. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him get close to your body. You know, like in a fight, when you're the taller fighter, you know what I'm saying? You use your jab and you stick and move and you stay on the outside. You don't let the shorter fighter, get inside. And then that's where he, you know what I'm saying? That's where he can have success at. Jaden McDaniels has to be disconnected from Shea. He can't get body to body because Shea obviously is pretty strong. Like that little shoulder bump, little chicken wing he be doing is just throwing J-Mac off. And then J-Mac's he's getting frustrated because of the fouls. Y'all saw that little late game push when he pushed Shea to the flag. He's frustrated.
Another foul.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
So he hated him into a technical foul?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna tell you the truth though.
Right there.
I'm gonna tell you the truth though, real talk. It's about time to put Ant on him.
I was
They
thinking
did go with Ant on Shea.
I was thinking that.
I'm talking. It might not have Mars, but that's the matchup. I'm like, damn it, because my thing is, if I'm Finch, I'm gonna play on Ant's ego. All right, let's make this shit personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and go. I mean, look, at this point we down 2-0. Looks bad. Doesn't look good for us. At least we can go out with a show.
Would you
And
take it?
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Make it personal.
Better than you. He's
that's
better
what I'm
than
saying.
You.
I'm
I'm
a gas that type of shit up. Yeah, I'm gonna gas that type of shit up. Like, come on, man. This the dude. They let this dude come out here. You think he better than you, Ed? Hell nah. Come on.
Here's the risk with that though. Here's the risk though, because I mean, Ant can quickly get in foul trouble guarding Shea. See, that's the thing, and then you get Ant off the floor.
It's already a monkey wrench in it. Choose like 4 or 5 monkey wrenches in it.
At this point, chill. We're trying to take the monkey wrenches out. You know what I'm saying? So
look,
like,
no. It's already monkey wrenches in it. You can't take the monkey wrenches out. What Minnesota got going on? Put some monkey wrenches in what they got going on. Level the monkey wrench playing field.
My thing is,
what about the SGA stopper they got on the bench? You don't play him a few minutes?
Oh, Jalen Clark.
Yeah, Jalen Clark, whatever the man name is.
They got somebody on the bench called the SGA stopper.
That out.
I didn't know there was.
He does pretty good.
They're not playing him
on SGA.
Yeah, he's got the size, the physicality, like the offensive.
Well, Jaden McDaniels got to play. Ant got to play. Julius got to play. I mean, if he's playing. So now, I mean, you could try for a couple minutes, but my thing is, if I put you out there on SGA, right, and I put you on SGA, and you get in foul trouble, that's not my fault. That's on you. And you play defense with your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Anthony Edwards is supposed to be a defensive basketball player. He's supposed to be a good defender. He will prove it. You know what I'm saying? My thing has always been that, chill. You got a dude out here that plays your position. He's cooking your partner. Go get him.
Or
True.
you can play the psychological game. You know what? We're just gonna eat SGA's production because we don't have anybody on the crew that can guard him. I don't think you can guard him, and
He's gonna eat
I think that he's
35.
just much better than you. I think that you're just gonna have
You
to.
hungry?
I think you're just gonna have to match his production. Now, would Ant take that person like, oh, you don't think I can guard it? You don't think I can guard him? You don't think I can slow him down? You don't think that there's anything that I can do with him? And maybe take on a challenge? He could very well do that, or he could just go, you know what? He going for 38. I'm gonna go for 35, and I'm a 86 what he's doing, and then the rest of the guys they got to figure out. We're gonna figure out for the rest of these guys what they could do. He can play that psychological game, sure. I can get with that.
Slowing down SGA though, like that's one thing. I feel like it's more important. You can't be letting JDUB, like JDUB was amazing last night.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
And then
Chet was amazing last night. He's been good the past 2 games offensively. Like to me, OKC is too good when those 2 players have it going. That you have to try to neutralize that. Also, they gotta stop being too prideful and throw a zone out there.
that zone was
Minnesota,
effective
like,
yesterday. Real talk, it was.
Minnesota
They went
prized
to the
themselves.
zone. They went to the zone, and then Caruso was just there in the middle, just dicing up the zone. And then they had Chet in the middle of the zone. He diced up the zone. They went to the zone and they got obliterated.
But I'm saying I remember that little 12-footer Alex Caruso hit. Hey, if OKC beat me with Alex Caruso hitting 14-footers, you shake your hand, shake their hand and say, "Good game, young fella."
Yeah, but they don't need to keep Caruso there. But the point is, like, they can get what they want against the zone. Now, when you go to the zone and Caruso's out there, maybe you only have Caruso out there for a couple possessions, and then you just bring back in whoever you want out there to beat the zone. Point is, there's major gaps in that zone, major gaps, and OKC can exploit those gaps with whatever personnel they want. Whether that is Chet, whether that is Hartenstein floaters, whether that is having Shea off the ball and allowing him to get into the middle of it, or you go with JDUB in the middle of it. They have so many ways to beat that zone that's why I don't think Minnesota's going.
I mean, did they score every trip on the zone, Mars?
It felt like it. I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but it felt like they were pretty damn effective against that zone. Felt like they were pretty damn effective against that zone. And when they did get stops, I don't think it was because Minnesota's defense. I think it was because OKC missed the shots they wanted against the zone.
But that's the reason why you play zone, because you want I want Cason Wallace shooting 22-footers. I want Alex Caruso. If all of those guys are out there, I want Alex Caruso shooting threes. But Alex Caruso ended up knocking down a 3, and then he gets right into the middle of he gets not in the middle. He was around 12, 14 feet. And Rudy's got to guard the rim, but then Rudy comes to him. But then Rudy has to back off because he's got to guard the rim. So he's wide open there. So I feel like after these last 2 games, and I'm not going to jump the gun because game 3 is going to tell me everything. But these first 2 games, I just see a better basketball team. I just do. I see a better ball club. Everything that they're throwing at Oklahoma City has accounted for it when it comes to their rotation guys, when it comes to their starting 5. Jaden McDaniels is doing everything that he can to try to slow down SGA, which I thought he did a good job in that in game 1. It was just last night. SGA just got it going. And I feel like SGA got it going right from the beginning, and he just stepped on the gas. Jalen Williams, JDUB, on the other hand, I got to give JDUB more credit. I didn't know he was that good a one-on-one player. Like that head and shoulder fake he did in the middle of the lane. I was like, yo, where you get that
JDUB looking like 20.
I ain't see that.
Nah. JDUB been doing this all year.
No, he hasn't, Ron. Stop. No, he has not.
All last year.
No, he hasn't.
So how does he average?
And he pivoted.
JDUB
I was like, I ain't seen. I've never seen
doing that.
JDUB is a scorer. The issue with JDUB is that he doesn't really create easy offense for himself, but he can he can make tough shots like that. He's got counters. He's like imagine if Shea and you just decrease the agility like 86%. Like that's what JDUB is. Like he doesn't move like Shea, but like the way in which he operates, like you can see he's been working. Like they work in unison. They operate quite similarly. He just doesn't have the physical. Like the physicals that
I knew he could knock a shot down.
He has other physicals though. He's bigger.
Yeah, he's got 7'2" wingspan. He's got those types of things, but
bigger than
like
jumps higher than him,
the deceleration and stuff. That's where Shea just separates himself. But like that's how JDUB plays. The issue is like against certain defense or certain games, like he won't be able to get all the way to the rim. So then he ends up taking like these fall away jumpers, and then that's how you get like the 2 for 13 games and stuff. And like the touch isn't always great. So like it's up and down. But JDUB is entirely capable of what he's been doing the last couple of games.
Right.
But he's also entirely capable of going 2 for 14. Like that's the.
I also don't think it's an agility problem with him more so than a handle problem. I think his handle's kind
I
of
agree.
weak.
I agree.
I think he could get to more spaces on the court if his handle improved. But yeah, J-Dub has been amazing. J-Dub was great last night.
Yeah, he was.
He was really
Shout out
good
to him for
last
making
night,
that all
man.
defensive second team too. Shout out to him.
Fact.
Yeah,
One of the best
J-Dub,
two-way players in the league.
I think he one of the better second options in the league. I said this in the group chat last night. J-Dub is incredible. Like I
talking
love
strictly
J-Dub.
offensively or just like
I'm just talking
overall?
well everything when I'm talking second option.
Okay,
It's
okay.
awesome.
The defensive stuff is majorly valuable. Offensively,
for
I
sure.
don't think so, but like defensively included.
See, I'm higher on him offensively because I didn't see J-Dub put foots to ass just like he did last night. Plenty of times. Now he'll have his nights where he's, we'll get 13 points from him and things like that. And the thing about it is J-Dub can get away with that when you got a dude that leads the league in scoring, when you got all these other pieces and stuff too. So he can get away with it. And he can have quiet nights and we're just like, okay, whatever, J-Dub. The rest of the team stepped up.
Do you think J-Dub's better than Evan Mobley?
Yeah. Offensively?
No, just overall.
Overall?
No, Ron, he's not.
For his team?
No, just player to
No.
player. Jalen Williams is a player. Evan Mobley as a player.
I think J-Dub's better than Evan Mobley.
Jalen
I
Brown.
would say it.
Jalen Brown.
Oh my god.
Come on, Ron. Come on,
He's
Ron.
that good. He's that. No, I don't think he's better than Jalen Brown just yet. I don't.
No.
He nice though. He dope. He dope.
Okay, I think this one's over, but Cat.
No, Ron.
Nah, Cat Cole.
Yeah, I can't go.
Yes, I do. Yes.
I think Cat's better
J-Dub
than
plays
Jalen Brown,
defense.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
J-Dub plays defense. Hey,
he's better
J-Dub
than Siakam.
on a bad offensive night, at least J-Dub getting steals. At least J-Dub putting somebody in jail on defense.
And
And don't let him be open.
Cat'll rebound.
Yeah, he better
Oh,
than Cat.
Cat does rebound. Siakam. He's better than Siakam.
Yeah, I gotta keep it consistent. Yes.
I
I think J-Dub is this good.
he's not better than Dame, is he?
Hey, Ron.
This year?
Hell no, Ron. Don't do
This
this.
year? This year?
Don't do this, Ron.
This year?
Please don't do this, Ron.
This year I wasn't that high on Dame. I was not that high on Dame.
What was you on Jalen Brown?
What do you mean? Because Jalen Brown provides defensive value as well.
Okay.
He provides defensive value as well. So that's where I'm at with Jalen Brown. And I'm thinking of Jalen Brown when he hooping. I'm thinking about everybody at their best.
Sure.
So Dame when he hooping.
I'm not that high on Dame because I'm not giving you no
I
defense.
mean, but Dame when he hooping though is still like
Yeah, but it's like
30 and 8, like he's still playing like that when he hoop.
I watched
I'll exempt Dame from these conversations. That Dame can get a pass just because it's Dame.
I watched J-Dub get to the lane. I watched J-Dub.
Come on.
He's got this one dribble getting to the lane, and one or two dribbles getting to the lane, and he's really good at finishing. I'm not gonna argue that point. That other stuff, Ron, that I saw yesterday, I hadn't seen that in his game consistently.
Sure, he be coming with that.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that in his
I've
game.
seen this movie from J-Dub, but last year and this year. I've seen this movie a bunch of times from J-Dub. But you said Franz?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give
better.
Franz the edge. I'm gonna give Franz the edge. Narrowly, I'm gonna give Franz the edge.
France clears.
Tyrese Maxey.
Give me J-Dub.
Okay. Okay, he's obviously LeBron.
It's yeah, I hate to have to do this.
No, just in case.
I hate to have to do this. Nah. It's Bron. It's Bron. I ain't even gonna play with y'all today. J-Dub.
Okay. James Harden.
J-Dub.
Jimmy.
J-Dub.
So J-Dub a top 25 player, Ron?
Yes. I believe that J-Dub is this good. And part of it is because y'all really turned me on to just how good he was defensively. I knew they were good defensively. I didn't know he was that good defensively. I thought it was the other three.
Yeah,
I thought it was
amazing.
Caruso. Yeah. I thought it was Caruso. I thought it was Wallace. I thought it was Lou Dort. when y'all started in Chet Holmgren, when y'all started letting me know that it was actually a chance that he might be the best defender over there, and I started really locking in and paying attention.
Yeah.
If he's
there's not.
that, this is just
To me, he's third, but
No, there's not a
For,
chance.
for the season, for this year, he wasn't. To me, I don't understand how he did not get way more motion for Defensive Player of the Year this year. I really
you
didn't
see,
understand.
you see.
For that team, for them specifically, because Chet missed a lot of time, iHeart missed a lot of time. The stuff he was doing at the power forward center position for them this year, he was still really good and isolate, great off ball. Like I don't know how he did one.
Probably because he did all of his campaigning for Lou Dort.
I guess
I had him as
campaigning for
as the first team all-league defender. There was a time when I thought he was a first team all-league defender. That was going on.
I still think he was, but credit to Lou Dort for making it. I think it's still deserved from him.
I did not have. I don't think I had Lou Dort as a first team all-league defender.
I already have a problem with it. Point is,
Lou Dort, the one that catch all the fades. He the one that be there lined up 1-on-1. Everybody else helping him.
He is that point of attack defender.
For the most part, Ron. I know Alex Caruso does too. Alex Caruso and Kaysen, but it's usually Lou Dort. When the best player out there, the best wing defender is looking at Lou Dort.
Yo,
can I count?
I'm talking about back to back. LA County. That's how they be taking them.
But Ox, can I count? Ox, can I counter that? Ox, can I counter that with you telling me about Lou Dort being small? Like these are small dudes. So with JDUB probably being the most versatile defender on the wing this season because Alex Caruso missed a bunch of time.
Okay.
Right? Because Alex Caruso missed a bunch of time. Wouldn't he? Not their point of attack defender, but I feel like that would give JDUB the edge because he played some 5 this year. He played some 4 this year. We ain't putting Lou Dort at the 4. We ain't putting Lou Dort at the 5, even when we go small. And I can appreciate the point of attack defender, but I can put JDUB as a point of attack defender also.
In this day and age, playing a 4 ain't no big deal. The 4 is just 3s.
No, you're right, but I'm saying we got it.
I'm not
5 minutes though.
Yeah,
now that's where I'll give you some action, but it's not like, and I'm not. Don't make it seem like I'm trying to knock JDUB, y'all.
Sure,
I'm not at all. I think JDUB is fantastic. I think he's a great defender, but I just heard y'all say he could potentially be the best defender. No, he can't. He's not.
Regardless of that,
like Lou Dort and Alex Caruso are.
And that's cool. Be that as it may, we have to because Mars was asking me about these other second options, and this is all I'm saying too. We gotta add all the value that he brings to the table. Mm-hmm. It's not just in the scoring department. It's not in the rebounding department. It's not just in the passing lanes. It's not just on the ball. It's not he coming weak side and slapping people's shots off the glass, but also because we give Jason Tatum this love, and this isn't to knock JT. We give Jason Tatum this love, though. Positional versatility. I can guard 1 through 5, and on the offensive end, I can damn near play 1 through 5. Obviously, he's not playing.
He's not guarding no 5s for real,
no,
man.
He was guarding 5s. In the beginning of the year when Chet Holmgren wasn't there, the nigga was guarding 5s. It was J-Dub.
They did play him at
the 5. He played all right, bro.
No iHeart, no Chet. J-Dub strapping up at the 5. Hey, Ox, he's doing his best PJ Tucker impression. We got 2 Houston niggas in the house. Y'all seen it? He's doing PJ Tucker.
Man, Ron, I just want to say this, Ron.
I'll be right back.
Ron, I just want to say this, man, and I know I came. What the fuck? How Mars? Yeah,
what's repping Mars?
That's what I said. What the fuck? But that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. But I just want to say,
what's up?
Man, I know I came in late, bro, but. Man, the Thunder whooping the Timberwolves ass, man.
You got a description? What type of ass whooping they giving them?
Bro, it is didn't I tell you not to act up at school ass whooping? Like one of them, like
is it a pause?
Didn't it's did not tell we get it from all
hit on every syllable.
It's one of them like a whip with that joint, bro. Bro, first of all, they having more fun than the Timberwolves having. Like even when they down, you can see the Thunder still having fun. Number one, Dante DiVincenzo got to stop shooting them bullshit ass shots, bro. Like y'all down 6, you come down and shoot a rushed ass 3 with 3 seconds left. 3 seconds off the shot clock. Like take that shot, shove it up your ass. Like we don't want that bullshit ass shot. That's number one. Number two, Nas Reed. I had you doing some special thing. You doing some straight bullshit. Like all the threes that him between Dante DiVincenzo shooting and Nas Reed shooting, they rushed as hell. They forced. Like it's not a good shot for you to shoot. I like the adjustment that Ant made from the first game to the second game. I like that adjustment. Like he just wasn't making his open threes. I give him that. But he was going to the basket. He was getting more of a rescreen. He was making plays. It just did they just whooping ass, and Gilgeous-Alexander just looked like he clearly better than Ant. That's what it looked like. Like Shea didn't pattern his game down to no matter what, he can get to a safe spot and score. Ant's safe spot is being athletic, and if the team ain't making shots, it don't look as well.
But Jordan, when you run up on a team like Oklahoma City where they swarm you defensively, where they so connected.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Your shot selection, you're gonna get very little good shots. Yeah, most times, more times than not, especially against a team like this, you're gonna have to make tough shots. That's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to make tough shots. So when you say like DiVincenzo, like that bullshit shot, well, I gotta get it where I can get it because more times than not,
too early,
I'm not gonna be open.
Chill, that's too early though. We down 6. Like for example, they wasn't even down 6; they was down 4, and it was like in the second quarter, and they come up, it's one swing shot, done. Oklahoma City go score on the other end. They come back down, turn the ball over. You go from down 4, now you're down 8. Like in 30 seconds because your shot selection, like why? Like you have to, until you get a lead, you have to value each possession against the Thunder. If you don't, that's where teams go out of. They try to go band for band with them. You can't go band for band with a team that's willing to compete way harder than you on the defensive end. Like that's the problem with a lot of teams. They're not willing to give it they all on the defensive end, like Oklahoma City is. Oklahoma City has 5 players that if they're not scoring on offense, they willing to bust their ass on defense. We don't have that with Minnesota. Another thing, Chill, you said it last night, and I wanted to say it, but I was on whatever. But Gobert got to quit bullshitting me with the one-hand rebounds, bro. I'm saying that shit the whole time. Every time he grabbing a rebound, so one hand they slap the shit out of it. I'm like, bro,
he trying to tap the ball and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yo,
like,
Jordan,
bro, you can't do that shit, bro.
Jordan, right quick. Speaking of shot selection, the shot clock is ticking on me, so I gotta let you guys know about a beautiful app called PrizePicks, where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. When you use promo code PANEL, you will instantly, repeat after me, instantly get $50 when you play just $5. Only on PrizePicks, only when you use promo code PANEL, and only when you do just like how we do. Now, let me show you guys how you know how we do. When we play $10, we turn that into $270. You know how we do. Karl Anthony Towns, less than 23.5. Swiper, cover your ears. Less. We got Andrew Nembhard going more than 11.5 points. Josh Hart going more. It's a demon pick as well than 14.5 points. We got Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson combining for 17 or more assists. And then we got Obi Toppin. We just need one dunk, baby. And Obi, if you go give us one dunk, go ahead and give us that East Bay on the fast break. Just one dunk, Obi. Hey, Chill, can you please ask him for us? You tell him that we just need just one?
Just one, brother.
Thank you.
Can you
Thank
give us
you.
one? That's it.
Thank you. And that's how we rock it today. And this is also with the blessing of none other than Pastor Talk.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
I'm blessed in gambling. That's great. One thing I saw in the chat that I do want to address because I disagree. I disagree. They was like SGA IQ is way above Ant. I do want to give Ant credit because I do think he's a really smart basketball player, and that's something that doesn't like get highlighted about him a lot. The adjustments he was able to make as that Warrior series went along, even this quickly against OKC, like from game 1 to game 2, how he like massively improved and saw some adjustments he had to make. I do think Ant is a smart basketball player, and it doesn't like get talked about, I guess, because of like his personality and stuff. But I do think he's a really smart basketball player. But however, I will say this: he has to. This is why, like, I really value in between scoring and just in between like mid-range flow.
You mean the shot that they said that's inefficient? Real talk. That
The
shot,
most,
they said is
the most
inefficient.
inefficient shot in the NBA, by the
Yeah,
way.
the Thunder
It
used that
still,
shit.
it still is.
No, it still is, but
But don't start
it's
talking
so
about who said that. You know who said that shit. Listen, all I'm saying is the Thunder used that shit all game last night. All game it was mid-range. They
Well, they were
barely
in
was
the paint
making
a lot, too.
threes.
I mean,
They haven't made threes in the series so far. 2 games, they haven't made any.
I think Ant has to get, because y'all see Shea, like Shea's able to get to a spot. You know, first off, he's going to take that initial contact. He'll get around the elbow area about 15 feet away from the basket, bump, and then he can rise up into that shot. And he's hitting that shot at like a 48, 50% clip, something like that, something ridiculous like that. Ant, to me, has the same capability. He just doesn't hit that shot right now. Now he's already turned himself. You said what?
Capability is who? You said?
He has the capability of getting that shot off whenever he wants to. And
I agree.
He can bump, create the space because he's hella strong.
He did it like 2 or 3 times last night.
Yeah, he did it in the game. Now he didn't make some of them, but he did it. Like he can do it. He just needs to be able to make that shot. He's turned himself into a really good pull-up 3-point shooter. I think the next step is
the mid-range. He said that too, though.
Yeah,
but he said that though. He said that he was gonna spend pretty much the summer working on his mid-range. So like the same shit he did with 3. But at the same time, like I can't say last night. I can't say Anthony Edwards is the cause for the Timberwolves losing. Like I mean, he didn't make his threes. I will say that he didn't make his threes. Like some of the threes he was shooting was wide open. He couldn't buy it. But we got to get more from Julius Randle. Like Julius Randle got to play a little bit more like how he did in the first game. You know what I mean? Like in the first game, only person that really needed to make adjustments was Ant from the first game. Everybody else should have came along, and then obviously Nas Reed should have been playing way better. But it looks like Julius Randle tried to make an adjustment that he didn't need to make. I do like some of the stuff they was doing with Ant, like putting them on the block and posting them up and stuff like that. Like that's how you get easy baskets. And he had it going. Like I said, the only thing that I would harp on for him was he just couldn't make a 3 last night. I think what he shot 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 from 3. 1 for like that's 8 missed shots from out of. I think he missed what 24. I mean, what he shot?
He missed 14 yesterday. 8
So he
was efficient everywhere else.
It's just he and none of his threes were bad shots, to be honest with you. Maybe 1 or 2 of them were like questionable, but the rest of them, like you just got to make them wide open.
It was a crazy pull.
I thought he did a better job at the rim last night too.
He did. Like I said, he just couldn't make his threes. But the shit,
he did a much better job.
Nas Reed, DiVincenzo, Nas Reed, bro. Like,
now
I don't expect him to go for 20. I don't expect him to do that. I can't expect 6 and 8 points to be the shittiest 6 and 8 points of the series because the shot selection, like DiVincenzo's shot selection, directly caused them to lose. From a 4-point game to now it's an 8-point game. If you go back and watch all of his shots, damn near Oklahoma City scored damn near on every single one of them when he missed. The rush threes and transition, then it's a turnover, and then it's like, bro, I understand how good basketball is played. That's not it right there. That ain't it. Not against that team. You bailing the Thunder out, like make the Thunder rotate. Not one shot done. Because you feel like,
but they've done that though, Jordan. They've moved the basketball, but Alex Caruso is so damn good at blowing up plays. So damn good with him and Anthony Edwards. When he's on Anthony Edwards, Anthony Edwards is trying to get around a screen and he gets off the ball and then tries to get the ball back. And then now we at 12 seconds and he's 34 feet away from the basket. Now he's got to hurry up. And the defense is already loaded on that side of the floor because we know that Anthony Edwards is really trying to get to that strong hand. So with Anthony Edwards trying to get to that strong hand, Casey Wallace on Aaron Wiggins, I vividly remember this in the third quarter, with Aaron Wiggins on the right side of the floor, he's digging at Ant. And Ant's getting downhill, but by the time Ant gets to the paint, Casey Wallace is on him. Not only is Casey Wallace on him, Chet is in his face with Alex Caruso on him. So there is nothing easy when it comes to buckets with this team.
But do you remember? I think this was in the second quarter. They got a drive by Ant. It was a kick to DiVincenzo in the corner. DiVincenzo pump fakes, go drive baseline, hit Ant in the corner. Ant pump fakes, wide open. He just missed. Those are that you have to make the Thunder scramble like that rather than bring the ball up, swing, shot from deep, like. The threes DiVincenzo shoot is from deep. This shit is nasty, bro. It's like, God damn.
Quick one space though, Jordan.
Yes, and it's too deep. Like, god damn, man. Like,
He
I'm okay
he
with
shooting
that.
like
shot.
heat check shots when he's not hot.
And you ain't.
Yeah.
But he's kind of been doing that the last 2 years though. I don't really have an issue with those.
They
shots,
were
honestly.
falling in New York though.
You can't do it again.
It looked bad when they not falling.
And you
Yeah.
can't
That's
do it
kind of
against
how
the
he
Thunder.
plays, though. That's kind of how he plays. I think it's
I'm gonna
tough
have
to
to sit
adjust
your
your
ass
game in
down.
the first 2 games.
I didn't understand Finch not playing Clark after
Jalen Clark.
after he played good the first game. I didn't understand it. Wow.
We gotta find some run
That's
for. We
tough.
gotta find some run for more guys, Swiper. We
That's
do.
tough.
We gotta find some run for more guys.
Wait,
More,
why is
they're-
it tough? He
they're
played good the first game.
I mean, I feel like we're. I mean, I feel like we need Jalen Clark to come save us. Their top 8 is what makes them them. I don't think Jalen Clark can change that. I just think I personally. I mean,
from
definitely
what
have a basketball
standpoint,
conversation.
Swiper,
for
you
sure,
say
but
that when you say that Jalen Clark's not going to change that, from what standpoint?
he's not going to do anything to change the outcome of this series.
He's a good defender.
They have plenty of good defenders. They have a lot of good defenders.
They ain't been too damn good. This is what they said before the
I think their
playoffs
scheme has
started.
sucked. I think them trying to go ISO with SGA.
I think they scheme. Yeah, I think they scheme.
I think that's dumb. I think you saw Denver load up on them and say, make the other
there you
people
go.
go.
They did it the first game.
They did this to Luka last year too, though. They did this to Kyrie last year.
They did the first game with the first 2 quarters, and then they just went away from it. But with the Jalen Clark thing, they said he's the best defender for Shea. He got in the game, the first game, and played really good defense. And then you don't play him no more. They didn't lose when
I don't think he's a better Shea defender than Jaden or Nall. I just think they're playing one-on-one.
I'm telling you
That's
what
the
they
problem.
said from the season. They said
Jaden is objectively a bad Shea defender. From how he tries to guard Shea, he's bad.
Well, I think if you're trying to play Shea one-on-one, I think that's a dumb decision all the way around with the defenders they have. I don't think they can guard OKC by how Minnesota plays. I think they're just going to I think they're getting washed this series. So I think this is a horrible series.
So if you're not playing
I
Shea
think
one-on-one, how do you guard him? Because with the defense that Memphis,
I think it'd be 3-1 at best coming back to OKC. Go ahead, Joe.
With the defense that Minnesota has, and they're not nearly as good as they were last year. They're not nearly as good as they were. Last year.
They are. They've been really good since January.
I don't think, but I don't as they were last year consistently. I mean, they were that good all year long. What I'm saying is that we get into the playoffs, and I'm dealing with a guy one-on-one in SGA.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want me to play him one-on-one. You don't want me to play him one-on-one. So how exactly do I play him? Because I'm shifting him to his right hand. If I'm shifting him to his right hand, is the help coming late? I got Rudy at the paint.
No, you just.
I'm gonna have to deal with SGA one-on-one.
They should have just watched the Denver series like through and through. Like, we're not letting him get into the paint, and if he does, it's an accident. Like, we busted our coverage. Like, we made a mistake if he does. They literally just said Christian Brown. You're gonna have Porter, Gordon, Jokic in the middle.
But Shea was fine the last 3 games of that series.
Yes, you did not keep him out of the paint.
I think Shea.
I think he figured it out.
I don't know. I think Shea started to hit those shots that he normally has hit. But I think that's a credit to Shea more so than like the defense. I think you have to do that though. Like, you have to get Shea in those spots where you're putting him, where you have multiple people that are kind of flanking behind you to make him an overtop shooter. For instance, he hadn't shot well from 3 this entire run. He's been shooting below 30% from 3 the entire run, Jordan. Like, I think at some point in time,
but he make them when it count though.
I know what Swiper's going.
Sometimes
he made that sidestep yesterday. That was
right before the half. He made one right before the half.
Jaden McDaniels did block one before that.
Swiper, keep going where you at, because him not making threes. Keep going with that.
Well, I think you have to consistently make him an over the top jump shooter. I think the problem is when, to Mars's point, my counterpoint is, but the issue is when he starts just going, you start letting him get hella deep. I'm talking about 6 feet away from the rim, 8 feet away from the rim. Because he gets that shoulder on you, boom, and he does that fade. And he even had a one leg Kobe style yesterday where he got the bump and got like a nice little like soft floater. Like, if you give him 6 to 8 feet chill or 10 feet, you're done. And on top of that, there's not enough backline defenders behind him because of the way they're playing them. They're so spaced out, chill, that he's not seeing anything but this one defender. He's bigger than he's bigger than Conley. He's taller than Anthony Edwards. So like, by the time I raise, because of the gravity of me bumping you, you're off momentum. You've been bumped. I'm up in the air, and now I'm seeing the basket one-on-one, and I'm going to get in a consistent rhythm. So for me, I just think that you can't let him get consistently deep. But also, like I said, Jordan, what you gonna do about it? Like, at the end of the day, I'm just better than you.
This is my I kind of don't like the strategy of making him an over-the-top shooter. I think that's the player he wants to be. I think he wants to make those shots. Like some people, I always bring this up because LeBron said it last time. sometimes you want to force guys into tough twos, and then you realize I'm not forcing them into it. That's shot he want to
That's
take.
his game.
Like-
That's who he
like-
is.
But
So
not over the top
I
long,
don't-
not over the top long 2s and 3s though. That's not been his game.
But
so far
no,
playoffs.
he can. But he's willing to take whatever you get him in the mid
and
range.
he's been
willing to
inefficient
do whatever.
half of the playoffs too because of that.
But yeah, but like he figured out what y'all was doing. The Thunder was. I mean, the
No,
Nuggets was
I
doing
think
to
he
him the
started. No,
last
but
3
that
games.
shot variance, you always want to make jump shooters. This is at least for me, Jordan.
Sure.
For me, you always want to make jump shooters shoot the longest, most contested shot possible. And I'm saying
Not
he
for him,
will
though.
because he's yes for him. The issue with
That's
Jordan,
his
if you give him a
game.
drive, his number one thing is driving. That's his first thing.
No,
The
that's
number
not.
two
That's
thing-
not. That's not his number one thing. His number one thing.
He
is
drives,
like,
but he drives to get to spots
his
on the
shot.
floor.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
Swiper, that's what I
Those
was
are
asking.
always right
No,
at the
he
rim.
wants.
That is-
He
that is
wants
so-
to get to
So
that.
again, it was 100% correct. If you look at the shot diet, it's based on the drive, and he gets either to the rim or to the midi. And I'm talking about 10 feet in midi. That is
But
his
what do
area.
you think he wants to do? Do you think he'd rather
I
get to
think
the
he
midi
wants to
or
get
the
as
rim?
close to the basket as possible, and he's going to shoot either
I
at the
think he just
rim
wants to
or
get to
shoot
the
in the
spot.
paint.
Right. So Swiper. if
What
you
do
want
you?
me to-
What, Jordan? What are you disagreeing with?
I disagree that I don't think you should just make it. I want to see him more. We force him to the rim and then we
What?
overload. We want to force him to the rim and overload the help side rather than they just allowing him to play one-on-one. He get there and you think McDaniels is going to hold up. As nice as a defender you think McDaniels is, it's only so much that he can
In this
do with
equation,
Shay's
do you have
creativity.
Rudy
So
on the floor though?
you're funneling him into Rudy? Is that
Into
what you're saying?
Rudy?
Like you're sending him into Rudy Gobert?
I would much rather that than us to let Shea play ground and shoot his mid-range.
That's not.
I
That's
would
not.
much rather that.
I don't think that's a
Horrible.
terrible idea.
Yeah, no.
funneling
But
him
no,
in.
I think
the Nuggets did
what
that too,
what they
Jordan. And I'm
allowing
saying
him to
it
do-
worked.
But y'all got
But-
Jokic though. That's not the
No,
same
and
shit.
but it
So-
worked. It worked. I'm saying it worked better to start the series off than it did for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm saying the Minnesota's not doing it right. You have to load up behind their defender. Jaden McDaniels is standing here, Jordan. Literally, me one on one. It's like me at this age, not playing basketball. Me trying to stay in front of let's say Ron. He'd say he's the fastest ball handler on PC. Or Trey. When we played one on one.
Okay, real
Matter of
quick,
fact,
real
let me
quick,
do Ron and Trey. When Ron was playing defense on Trey, and he was getting blown by Jordan. Why? There was no backline help. There was no weak side defender. So here come Trey. Jordan, you remember the
Damn,
clip?
Ron,
Trey, you remember the clip? Bink.
Damn.
Whoop, whoop. I'm talking about got to the rim at ease, like cookies, milking cookies.
Yeah, but why
But
don't
you
they
have to
send-
load
why
up
don't they
behind
send
those players?
Play the same defense they doing Ant. Like my thing is play the same.
They don't have the
defense you play
same.
on
They don't
Ant.
because they don't have the ability. That Jordan, that you made a great point. That matter of fact, Jordan, you should know this better than everybody else. There's one thing of having great defensive talent, but they have great defensive talent, all-time great defensive talent in OKC, but their scheme is damn near perfect for guards like Ant.
Yes, I
Which is
agree,
why-
but that's what
I think
that's
this is
what
not
I'm
an
saying,
Ant
though,
series.
Swiper.
Personally,
No,
I don't
no,
think this
but
is
hold
not
on.
an Ant series.
Anthony
Hold on.
Edwards isn't a threat in between like Shea. That coverage
Right.
wouldn't work against. Shea.
But see, look, hold on, because it's not about Anthony Edwards being in a threat. It's just they are giving Ant a lot of ball pressure. Like they're not letting Ant get to his
they gave Shea ball pressure
combination
yesterday.
three. They give him ball pressure to begin with, and then as he score, they start backing up. You at his playground when you do that. What I'm saying is give him the ball pressure. As soon as he comes by, show 4, 5 guys. Make him kick. If he chooses
think
not to
Swiper's
kick, you
point
just
to
have
that.
to say you just have to stay disciplined
And
enough.
Swiper's
They
point to
not
that,
doing
don't
that.
have
They letting
personality.
McDaniels get fried. Now they have it. They just don't want. They think McDaniels can guard him
That's what
1-on-1. He
and-
can't.
I think
My-
they're trying to avoid going in rotation. The issue is because like they started They
They're
did a
being
bunch of
dumb,
things.
though.
They did a
Why-
bunch of things in the second half, but then like okay.
Why are they so worried about Dort and like
That's
Caruso?
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I don't know.
I don't
That's
care.
Exactly
I-
what
look,
I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
Jordan, like
Exactly
I
what I'm
said,
saying.
like I said, of the few reasons they got out of the last series they were in, Caruso hit shots, great.
That's why they worried about him. That's why they worried about him.
I would
I'm not
rather
worried.
gamble.
Shea got
But I'm
30
saying,
the
no,
last
but
2
you
games.
got to do the math. But chill, you got to do the math. And I told Mars this going into the series: Dort, Caruso, Chet, JDUB. Honestly, those 4, you gonna have to beat me with just
Kaysen.
like not Kaysen.
I
I'm not
want
gonna make it
Kaysen
on
to beat
Kaysen.
me. I want Kaysen to beat
no,
me.
I'm saying I want of those 4. You gonna have to show me you gonna hit these shots over the top of an outreach hand or off the dribble consistently. 'Cause I'm helping. Shay, you try to get in the paint. I'm here. Where you going?
I'm
Like,
sending
I'm right here.
double every fucking time. Shea gonna have to get.
That's
Shea
damn
gonna have to get
sure
15
what they
assists.
doing to Ant.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
exactly
but-
what I'm saying.
Minnesota
real talk,
started
that's
doubling
exactly what
Shea
I'm
at
saying.
half court, and then like
See, that's
I don't
the
think
wrong
that's
the wrong strategy.
I don't
You don't
think they
double
should
them
do
at
that
half
either,
court
though.
because
I'm watching them do a bunch of different things, and none of it's
Yeah,
working.
but that's
Nah,
dumb, though.
they
The
haven't
doubling
tried
at
the
half
things
court
you
is
guys are saying though. So
the
don't
doubling
say
at
that
half
word.
court is dumb
Don't say
though.
that
The
word.
doubling at
Yeah,
half
yeah.
court.
Not everybody
is
has Christian
is
Brown,
dumb,
Mars.
for sure
No.
because now I don't like that coverage because it tells the back person I have to make a play and I can observe the play. Now, when we get in the half court set and you set up and I make you think you got something just to kick it out and then we hard close. Now, Dort can't think like that. I will say Casey Wallace does a good job of probing. Dort don't probe shit. He just looking around and then he just shoot a badass three.
But
Casey Wallace be probing.
Mars,
But
also
Dort ain't no probing for that shit.
but
That
you
shit
said
is
he
just a
started figuring
hijack
out.
three.
But SGA also started turning the ball over down the stretch of that series as well. Game 7 notwithstanding, because that game was whatever. I'm saying
Yeah,
like the,
5 turnovers in one
that's
game.
what I'm. But again, because they started loading up. SGA at this point is not super confident in the shot. It's not going in. I don't want to be too ball dominant. Now he's trying to throw the ball here, here, and here. I'm just saying like load up, like go ahead and beat me, Luka. And if you ain't hitting your shot, go ahead and pass the ball. Cause we ripping that for sure. Cause you damn sure can't pass. So whatever you want to do, this is the last option. I'm Jordan. I'm not letting you get 2 feet in the paint. Every other possession. It's not happening.
I'm
It's not
agreeing
gonna
with you, but you're not getting. If you get two feet in the paint, you gonna see 5 guys at the rim, and I want to see a kick out. I want to see that. I want to see a kick out, and if you gotta beat me like that,
How
hat.
are you guys stopping Shea's great equalizer though?
What's that?
The thing about Shea is
who was the great equalizer for?
Yeah, he's gonna say some nonsense. So.
he's so grifty that if you have 5 guys around him,
Yeah, well, don't foul.
Look, that's 10
Don't
arms.
foul.
That's 10
Don't
arms.
foul.
Get your hands out of the cookie jar.
Get his elbow
Chill.
in and do
Get
something.
your
like
hands
this.
out of the cookie jar.
Some of that. I will say.
So 5
Ron,
guys in
last
the key
night,
with their hands straight up, or 5 guys in the
You
key
have
with their
put
hands
my
behind their
hand in
back.
the
you gotta
cookie
have
jar,
your
though,
hands straight up.
You-
You gotta
then
have
you
your
should have
straight up.
hands
in the
yeah.
cookie jar, though,
Wait,
Swiper.
did they
My
not
hand
just
might not
did
be
they not
in the
watch the
cookie
last
jar.
series?
But
You have to stay here. Keep your hands out.
Put your
Like ice
hand in the
skate.
cookie
Hey,
jar.
Jordan, you gotta hammer time. You gotta
Yeah,
keep your
hey,
hands
look.
out the pocket.
No, but look, so I will say.
How's it go one more time, Swiper?
You gotta keep your hands out of the pocket. You gotta hammer time.
Yeah, it's
you
a
gotta
foul.
like,
It's a blocking foul
it
right
back
there. I
here.
can see it right now. It's a blocking foul. But listen, I will say this though. Last night, the first game, that shit was unbelievable. The first game, it was like, oh my
Crazy.
goodness gracious,
Crazy.
like that shit was too unbelievable. The last night, some of them were fouls. Like, I get the
That's why
driving
Jaden
like
McDaniels
that.
got mad because Shea was
Look at
hooping.
that dude, Joe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree with some of that.
Hey, straight
but my
pushed him
thing
in the
is for the
back, too.
referees.
That's hilarious, dog.
My thing is for the referees though. You can't allow Caruso to play defense like that on Julius Randle.
Oh, now you on board.
can't do
Now
that
you on
shit.
board.
Then-
When it's your guy, now you on board.
I was on board with it the whole time. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
See, real
But
talk is quiet. He
I'm just
quiet.
saying you
Yeah.
can't allow
Randle,
what
Caruso
happened to
to play
Randle?
defense like that with Julius Randle.
I agree.
And then when Nikhil Alexander-Walker play the same
Supposed to be
defense,
blaming
It's
Randle.
nonsense. It is. I agree. You should not be able to do that.
It's blocking foul. It's like I don't.
Caruso's so good on defense. He got hate.
No, Mars. Look at Mars Glazing. Look at Mars Glazing.
He's so good on defense. He got hate.
But he doing the same shit that they calling a foul for Shea for. Julius Randle fall down. Where's the foul? Julius Randle just didn't fall down on his own.
They both being physical, but Caruso's physicality is legal. That's the difference.
Nikhil being physical with Shea being physical, it's a blocking foul though.
Yep.
Some of it's illegal physicality. Caruso
I'm not gonna lie, Chris Finch got to do the,
Caruso moves his
Phil
feet
Jackson.
in unison with his upper body, which is why he's able to be physical. These other guys are grabbing Shea and their feet are over here and their arms are over here.
Mars, he be fouling, guys. Mars, he be fouling.
That's crazy.
Sometimes.
He fouled out yesterday. I ain't
Okay.
saying he ain't fouled 6 times.
Mars will deflect at all.
I ain't saying he ain't fouled.
Caruso is his new
There's
Jalen Green.
a reason why Caruso gets called for less fouls.
Well, no, he's also
generally plays better.
well. He no.
Mars, I'm okay.
But
with
yesterday
that,
he
I'm
fouled
saying-
out, and rightfully so. Yesterday he fouled
But
out.
You should have
But
fouled out
Mars,
last
I
series
get-
too.
I
Damn.
get that, but this is
I
what I'm
know, he
saying,
was
Mars.
looking up.
Don't
I know.
allow Caruso to be physical on the point of attack, but then when Shea initiates the point of attack and he falls down,
I agree with that.
Don't call that because Julius Randle can get that call. If one person in the league can get it, Julius can get it every single time.
I do
That's how
agree
he
with that.
played.
The
That's how he plays.
initiating
That's my thing.
contact does seem to be working more towards Shay's favor than the other side. I agree.
That's
with
the only argument I got. All the other
for
shit,
damn
like,
sure.
whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They gotta
look at real talk.
Gotta do the Phil Jackson method, and him and Minnesota's owner need to be they need to be in cahoots, and the owner needs to tell him, I'm gonna pay any fine that you get. But Phil Jackson, whenever he felt like the risk wasn't going his way, he will publicly say that. And I do think it did change how the next game was ref. It always did. It just did.
Hey, but the issue though, y'all, this is all wishful thinking. It don't matter. OKC's about to dog walk the Wolves. I'm sorry. This series is over, bro. I'm sorry. They have no chance.
That's what it feels
They
like.
have no chance.
I have a hard time seeing the Timberwolves winning 4 of the next 5 games.
I don't think.
Oh no, the Timberwolves going to lose the series.
No, they're not winning 2 games in this series.
I think they're gonna win 2 games at home.
I'm on Jordan. I'm on.
You think it's gonna be 2-2?
I'm on to bet you more.
I just don't think they're gonna. I just think this is what I think. I think it'll be 2-2. It'll be a different series. I can't predict. Depends on how it becomes 2-2. I can't predict.
That ain't nothing.
Game 3 gonna tell me.
But I will say
that ain't nothing but thoughts and prayers. That ain't nothing but thoughts and prayers.
Score is gonna tell me everything. So
so down 3-0. Game 4 will tell you.
No, they're not gonna be down 3-0. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I guess.
Jordan, what we betting? Jordan, what we betting? What we betting, Jordan? You
I ain't betting shit because I know how you get down when shit start turning around.
No, I don't do that. I stand on mine. I think it's over. They have chill. This is a horrible matchup for them because think the Wolves, they're a physical team. They're a scrappy team. They're a defensive-led team. Well, guess what? All them things that you do. Let me show you this team to the right that does all 3 of them even better. And they're smarter. And they're more aggressive than you. I'm saying the Wolves, they're getting out-wolved by OKC.
That's not their biggest problem. I think you just run into a wall against OKC if your best player is a perimeter player.
I agree, but I already said we said it's going to the
series. Yeah, best player was a perimeter / elbow player. So I mean,
do y'all think last year's Boston team would have ran against the wall? Their 2 best players are perimeter players, or 3 best players.
No, I think that would have been a good series.
I think that would have been a very interesting matchup.
Yeah,
but I'm wholeheartedly of the belief that Jaylen Brown would have had a horrible series. Horrible series.
You mean JDUB?
I don't know what Jason Tatum would have done. Jaylen Brown, I think, could be
him and JDUB.
Well, Caruso would make that problem.
JDUB was part of the reason why they won the game last night. I will say that, bro. In the first half, JDUB busting ass, and it was like once I seen that shit, I'm like, this shit gonna be hard for Minnesota to win. JDUB making these.
Can we use that same logic, Mars, with Jalen Williams? Like he could have been taken out of the series too. Like as bad as because I understand where you at with Jaylen Brown because they're going to take advantage of his mismanagement of the ball 100%. And not only that, they're going to push him out to the long ball line and make him put the ball on the floor, which is going to cause even more turnovers.
And there's no mismatches to attack, and they're an elite transition defense. Like they basically take away everything he's good at. Like
100%, right? So let's flip that around, Mars, because Boston was also an elite defense. And they could do the same thing with Jalen Williams, who was really good getting downhill, really good at getting to the rim. A guy like Derek White stays in front of him, turns him into a jump shooter. He's not nearly as good as a contested jump shooter as he is as a wide open jump shooter, which they won't allow. They're not going to allow him because they swarm. I'm not going to say they swarm like Oklahoma City, but they're really good at swarming. On top of that, I think they're a better one-on-one defensive team than Oklahoma City. Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though.
Wait, defensively? You said defensively?
If that Celtic, if that Celtic OKC series happened, here's the problem I have with Boston.
Yeah,
I do think that you're right. I do think Boston could have guarded OKC very well. I think they could have taken advantage of JDUB, just kind of how we're talking about. OKC could have taken advantage of Jaylen Brown and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. However, Boston also has what like Minnesota has, which is just a lot of pride in their defenders. Sure. So SJ will be able to hunt a mismatch he wants. And then on top of that, Boston's pretty much going to allow him to play one-on-one with that player. Like that, Boston isn't a load up on like strong side. Like they trust their defenders. And so SGA would have been, where's Derek White? Whoever he's guarding, come here, switch. All right, get out the way. Bing, 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 bucket. That would have been happening pretty much that whole game.
You got SGA shredding Boston apart like that with 4.
I got him shredding Derek White
and might I add Al Horford, who isn't the worst perimeter defender.
That's who I think that they're going after. That's the guy that I think that they would hunt.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't. Not only do I think no one can guard Shea one-on-one, I also don't think Derek White is as good of an on-ball defender as you guys seem to think he is. Like,
He's not.
What? You don't?
no, I think he's a really good defense, but I don't think he's a
He's a
1-on-1
6'4" low man, and so
yeah,
the
he's not a
team that
stopper. He's
been
a
on-
rim protect. He's a rim protecting guard. That's what he is. He
I
ain't
didn't
no
know your
stopper.
glorious. I didn't
So
know
this
your
one-
glorious King Derek White wasn't as good a defender as you thought they was. I thought.
No, he's not as good of a on ball.
That's what I was about to say,
Oh,
Mars. So,
man.
so as an,
I think he's
as-
this year. I don't think he was elite defensively, but like
Oh,
last year,
yeah.
I think Derek White is an elite defender.
on
I
ball,
don't think he's an elite on ball defender.
You better
On
stop.
ball,
Derek White FC gonna be on you now.
on ball as a defender, Mars. Derek White as an on ball defender, A, B, C, D, F.
in the NBA.
24-25 season, Derek White,
Oh, 25 season. Oh, he's
A,
like
B, C, D, F.
B minus.
So B minus.
That's a
So
good
Derek
defender.
White last year when they won the NBA championship, A, B, C, D, F.
B.
So he's a B on ball defender going up against Shea with less help.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man. Yikes. And
Jason Tatum's like a B minus on ball. Jaylen Brown's like an A minus. Drew playoff locked in. Drew is like an A.
plus.
Yeah, so like they have good ones.
Minus.
I just think Derek White is just the lower of the end of that.
Man,
total.
I miss 22 Tatum, man. It's
That's
22.
Oh, when he was
on ball,
B
22
plus on
Tatum
ball, when he
was
was
like
B
A
plus.
plus. Yeah. yeah. He was locking shit up.
B plus, closer to A minus, B plus on ball defender.
Yeah, but he
anyway,
better now because you know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. OKC is going to go. What is they? They got 2 games already. They're probably going to go 6-1 rest of the way, 6-2 rest of the way at worst.
Well, Swipe, I'm glad
oh,
you
go
said that because it is time to get into the meat and potatoes of this show. Now, you guys obviously see the title of the show. This is why the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the NBA championship. Now, I have 15 reasons for you guys, and here's the thing. I know you guys just heard that little sound in the back. I don't want to hear anything from you guys. Oh, Ron, you got the Pacers winning, don't you? I do. But for the sake of this episode, I have 15 reasons why the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the NBA championship in 2025. If the Knicks make it and the Pacers don't. But here we go, y'all. All right, so I'm going to put this on the screen.
Are
And
you asking us to give reasons?
no, I'm giving you guys the reasons. And
15.
you guys
So
either
Ron,
agree or push back.
start at the bottom, Ron, at 15. What's the least reason why they're going to win the NBA
Well,
championship?
see, chill, I don't have, with these 15, I didn't put them in order.
Okay.
So, but I do have 15, and you guys can tell me whether it's logical, whether it's dumb, whether it's I could see it, or however you feel about it. But we are going to start with number 1, and I think you guys know what number 1 is. It's pretty simple and self-explanatory.
The defense.
No, the
It's
historical
so
I
net
had no idea
rating
that was gonna come from you, Ron.
that they had.
number 2 all time. Yep,
Number 2 all time. Mars, would you like to talk about this?
Yeah. I actually put out a very interesting tweet yesterday. Not only are
That's why I
they
put
the
it
number
up there. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mars.
Not only are they the number 2 regular season net rating of all time, only behind the 96 Bulls, they are also the number 2 postseason net rating of all time thus far, behind the 1956 Minneapolis Lakers. So if you really want to count that, I don't even know how to calculate net rating from the 50s. So like really and truly, thus far they have the best playoff net rating ever.
So they're number 1 of the modern era.
Yes, the team closest to them is the 2001 Lakers, who obviously dominated the playoffs and won a championship. The 1971 Bucks, who obviously dominated the playoffs and won a championship, and the 2017 Warriors, who obviously dominated the playoffs and won a championship, followed by a couple of the Bulls teams, etc., etc. And they also have like one of the best playoff defenses we've ever seen. They have dominated this whole season thus far in a way that no team ever has. Quite frankly, from a net rating standpoint, strictly net rating. Now, obviously, there's more to basketball than net ratings, but from a net rating standpoint, they have dominated the NBA from start to finish in a way no other team has. So,
And just to put things into perspective, the top 5 teams with the regular season net rating, historically, top 5 historical net ratings, they've all went on to win a championship. And 8 of the 10 teams in the top 10 have went on to win a championship. One of the teams that did lose was, well, the 15-16 Spurs.
wasn't the other one? It was the two 16 teams.
Yeah,
Warriors
and you
and
know who the
Spurs,
15-16 Spurs lost to.
They OKC.
And then OKC lost to the Warriors, and then the Warriors lost to the Cavs. So,
What is net rating? For people that don't know what net rating is.
It's margin of victory over 100 possessions. So like how much you win by over 100 possessions. It tries to like equalize pace and stuff. So different teams play at different paces. So you want to look at how much teams are winning by on a per possession basis. That's the concept of net rating.
Okay, so pushback counter.
Go ahead.
How many points a game is OKC averaging?
Excuse me.
In the playoffs or the regular season?
Let's do regular season and then do playoffs.
In the regular season, they averaged 120 points per game.
I thought it was 118. I'm sorry.
In the regular season?
Yeah, in the regular season, they averaged 120 points per game, which is a lot of points. They gave up 107.
Yo, that's
They gave up
insane,
107.
yo.
So they're winning by like 13 points per game anyway. They've played in-season tournament final not included. They played 95 games. They've won 60 of them by double digits.
That's pretty impressive.
The only
team that's won 60 games by double digits in a season was the 2017 Warriors. So
the only thing I don't like
Warriors, they went what on that playoff run?
16-1. The
right.
Thunder, the best they can do is 16-3.
And OKC, they're
right now they're
this is nasty.
Right now they're 10-3. Right now they're 10-3.
They're 10-3.
Swipe, but we know they took 3 losses. Okay?
No.
And we know who they took them to.
No, that's not my question. Are they going to finish the run 16-3?
Probably not.
No.
I wouldn't bet on it, but I think 16-4, 16-5 is definitely on the cards. So record-wise, I don't think it will match up with like the dominance of other teams. Like
so if them only losing 2 more games, they're not gonna. That means that they're not gonna lose to Minnesota, or they're gonna lose to Minnesota 1. And
I think it's 1-1.
They really saying
and then
they're
whoever they play in the
whoever
final,
comes out.
that's what I'm about to say. Whoever they play in the East, they smoking them.
Well, I think they're gonna. If I was a betting man, I think they would win the.
I really like Hallie. If Hallie is able to,
I think the Pacers can get a game. I also think the Knicks have a.
I think the Pacers can get a couple games.
Nothing. Knicks ain't.
I don't think the Knicks will get none. I don't think the Knicks will get none, but I do think the Pacers will give them the better match.
Knicks ain't get.
You think
but it's the only
15-7. That's what the boys gonna do.
The Knicks.
I don't know if they sweep the Knicks, but I think it'll go 6 or 7 games.
No, man. Look, because Jordan did all that propaganda about Jay Will this last series, right? But then it's
he
like
was locking Jokic ass up.
And then it's like, you know what? We don't want Jay Will. Let's get Kendrick
now
Williams
he's getting DMPs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Let's get Kendrick Williams in there. And next round,
we're not using that to knock Jalen Williams.
It's like, and then next round it's going to be like, we don't want either one of them.
They're going to want one of them.
Let's see. Kaysen, can you play center?
Well, y'all, speaking of which, that brings me to my next point, which is, I don't know what it is. Let's see. Defense wins championships.
Hey, Ron. The only thing I was gonna say about the whole net rating thing is this my only pushback against net rating. When you do 100 per 100 possessions, it kind of like insinuates that all possessions are equal. And it's not.
I agree.
And that's the only thing that I push back again. And that's why it's hard to say like this team from this era versus this team, because when we do 100 possession, like it's not the same thing. Like
the value
each
of
possessions are different.
The value of possession changes throughout history. And OKC, the reason OKC's net rating is so high is because they dominate transition like not many teams ever have. Like they dominate offensive transition. Like they force so many turnovers. They're playing in transition constantly. Right. And then their defensive transition is so elite that you're practically playing in the half court all the time against them. So like, and we know half court is less efficient than transition. So when they play in transition as much as they do, and then they're defending in transition as little as they do, you end up seeing like a large discrepancy because
100%. And that's what I'm saying.
But that's credit too, though. Like that's why.
No, it ain't no knock on them. It's not no knock on them. I just don't like to compare it versus another team based on 100 possessions because their 100 possessions is different from the Thunder 100 possession or the Warriors.
That's why there's stats like stats like relative net rating, which is like so. Let's say, for example. Let's say the average offensive rating in 1984, for example. Let's just say it's 104. I don't know what it actually is. Let's say it's 104. And then today, let's say it's 115.
Yep.
So relative would be like if a team in 1984 has a 107 offensive rating and a team in today's game has a 115 offensive rating, even though 115 is higher than 107, the 1984 team has a higher relative offensive rating because it's higher than the league average of that time. So there are stats that try and like balance that out, but even then there's still context that
it's still hard because I would just like even the context of like, for example, if you take in the Steve Nash offense, right, of what they were trying to do, like their possessions is based on 7 seconds or less, or whatever the case it may be. What they're trying to do versus what a team is trying to make you do, you got to kind of count that in too. And it's very hard to like play those games because it's more mental. It's more on your mental than it is like the actual base performance, in my opinion. Because it's like, we know what we trying to get in this era, and the Thunder know what they trying to get in their era. So it's like, it's just very hard to compare. That's what I think. I think it's just very hard to compare.
All right, y'all. Let's move on to the second one. Defense wins championships. This one kind of goes without saying. We know OKC has the best defense in the league. They have arguably 5 all defensive caliber players. And
arguably.
They definitely.
They have 5 for sure. And then they have
yeah, they definitely do.
Oh, I mean, arguably 6. My bad.
Arguably 6. The other one's arguably. No.
The only bad defender on their team.
The rest of the 5 are all
he
defense.
got a vote, didn't he? He got a vote.
He did. He got
Hart's all defense, Chess all defense, Caruso, Kaysen, Dort, JDUB, maybe.
Yeah,
6,
exactly. I was gonna say. I thought you was
7.
I thought you were saying Hartenstein would be the 6th, the arguable one. But okay.
Man, to me, the only bad defender on their team, or not even a bad defender, but the weakest defender on their team is Isaiah Joe. And that's
Aaron
crazy.
Wiggins would be there. Aaron Wiggins would be there too, but like
once Aaron Wiggins leaves,
Wiggins and Joe are their 2 weakest defenders.
And they both
they
slide.
ain't even like terrible.
Yeah, they slide.
They would be off this team. Off this team, they would be. They would be
you put them in a normal circumstance. I don't think that'd be
a small guard that can't move side to side.
A lot of them though.
You can go.
That's how basketball works. Like Caruso is an outlier. Like
he built like Ron. Shoot, bro. You hit him once.
Kaysen's gonna be a good defender wherever he goes. Ludo, JDUB, they're gonna be good wherever they chat.
Wiggins
and Joe look a lot better.
Imagine 97 chill on this roster, bro. He might be Tony Allen. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you legit might get Tony Allen.
And that'd be a better transition player too. But Swiper, but
I wouldn't disagree.
My question, because when you're playing defense, especially a team defense, the year y'all won an NBA championship in the regular season, what was your defense?
Okay, well, it was 15th, but remember they were 6.
This is what I'm talking about.
They were 6 after December.
That's exactly what I mean. Just so you know, Mars, that late.
What'd you say?
Sorry.
What'd you say?
I was hating. My fault.
Because I'm thinking you do turn your defense on in the playoffs. Because that Laker team in 2001, which is arguably the best team.
They turn it up for sure.
They were in the bottom 10 in the league in defense.
The 2018 Warriors did the same thing.
They turned it up, and so Ron, yes, I 100% agree with you that defense does win championships. I will never argue that. You got to be able to stop people if you're gonna win. But 1, you got to be able to have the right personnel to do that, and 2, you have to do it at the right time.
Yeah.
So,
well, they've done it all year, so
they have.
And their defense, I would argue, is better in the playoffs than it was in the regular season.
I'm gonna be honest. The Oklahoma City Thunder is impressive because of their defense. Not necessarily.
It's beyond impressive.
Well, a lot to your point, Jordan.
They might be the best defense I've ever seen. Like, I don't want to tell you that.
Man, I agree, Mars.
It's taking everything in me not to say that, Mars. It's taking everything in me.
And I'll say this. I'll say 2 things. Relative to era, I think they're a tier 1 defense ever. That's what I'm at. 04 Pistons. I think
that I'm willing to say.
Some of the Spurs teams, some of those Bulls teams. So relative to era,
I think they beat some of those.
If you remove relative to era and just look, this is what this defense is capable of. This is what that defense is capable of. I think this OKC team is the only defense I've seen that has no flaws.
Bro,
there's no one to attack. They have rim protection. They have size. They have versatility. They have the best assortment of perimeter defensive talent I've ever seen. So, like, non-relative to era, I think they're the most complete defense ever. Relative to era, I think
does that defense
hear that real talk?
With that being said, Mars, does that defense
I hear what you've been trying to set up the last 2 days.
They said the Lakers were going to beat them.
I want to stay here, Ron. I know we got.
They said the Lakers are going to beat this team too. Don't forget that. Go, Joe.
You said they were going to beat them. You said your team was going to beat them.
The Lakers would have got 1 game on the single.
You said the Nuggets were going to beat OKC because it's a better matchup.
AG got hurt. What do you want me to say, bro?
It's about matchup. Anyway, it's about
matchup. Jordan. Yeah, Jordan.
I want to stay where we are, Mars. When you said relative to ever, because what it says to me that relative to era, this is probably the best defense that you've seen relative to era. Does this defense travel? Like if you saw this defense against the 14 Spurs, the way that they move the basketball and the way that how good that offense was.
Right. But I'm saying relative to era, they're in that group of tier 1. Like that's their group. Because I do
96
think
Bulls,
I do think there are some
okay.
concerns when you move them back errors and the post game is
64,
more prevalent and guys can actually throw entry passes. I do think that they would have some problems, which is why relative to error, I don't think they're the best ever. I think they're in that tier.
Bro, y'all in the chat
I think we
celebrating
are.
almost
But
winning
non-relative to error, just look
Yep.
at the skill
Come on,
set
man.
of their defense, like and the versatility. Like teams from the 90s, respectfully, didn't have to cover the same amount of ground that OKC have to cover.
It's a lot more space to cover.
So like
100%.
non-relative to error, I do think
Chat,
they are
chat.
the best. I think they're the best, most complete defense
Sure.
ever. If you don't factor in the error differences, when you
Sure.
factor in the
Like
error
you said,
differences, I
Lulu.
think they're in that group of the 04 Pistons, some of those Spurs teams like 04 San Antonio,
Sure.
the Bulls teams of the late 90s,
Yep.
the
Shit,
Celtics
Orlando
of
Magic.
08.
Don't forget that Orlando
Like,
Magic
et
team
cetera,
had a
et
hell
cetera.
of a defense too, though.
Now, to counter your
I
point,
would have put them in that group. The Warriors are also a hell of a defense, by the way.
100%. 2015, 2016 Warriors was serious. And to counter your point, Mars, like you just said, with the space that they've had to cover with, guys being able to shoot 24, 25 feet away from the basket, can I counter that with having to deal with a guy like Shaq on the box? Would I have to deal with a guy like Lajuan on the box? Would I have to deal with a guy like Jabbar on the box? I have to deal with dirty work guys like AC Green and guys like that and
They would
transition
Yeah.
offenses.
A guy
got
like Michael
smoked.
Jordan on the perimeter. What? Well,
Well,
don't forget that.
I didn't even get to Jordan. No,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Guys
get that.
like Michael Jordan on the perimeter, sure. So I mean, sure, Mars, the space means a lot. I'm not going to argue that, but you do have athletes that can cover space. If I'm not going to say that they can't cover that much space, but it's going to be an adjustment.
Could you imagine
much
Luke
could-
Longley versus this defense show?
I'd be curious to see this OKC team with illegal defense rules. I think that would make them a lot worse.
You mean more illegal defense rules?
No, I'm saying
No,
back when you couldn't shrink
You
couldn't
could
shrink
clean the
gap.
whole left side of the
those.
floor.
Yeah,
I thought they
yeah,
had
I'd
You
like
guys
to.
gotta be
I
above
think
the
that would
floor
make
line.
them worse because their superpower is their ability to like clog up driving lanes
Sure.
and like basically
Yeah,
no one-on-one is truly one-on-one. Like
exactly.
that's what I would be curious to see, but that's
Sure.
why I think they're not the best ever relative. to
Yeah,
error.
but I'm curious to see like that Bulls team without that too, though. Like when they were at their best, with like when you can help like that, like with
Exactly. Hey, that
players
would be
like
crazy.
MJ,
With Mike
Scotty,
and Rob, Ron
and,
Harper.
Yeah, I think their defense would be
Yeah.
I think their defense would be.
Can you imagine
I
Scotty
think their
Pippen
offense would be worse though. bro.
being able to close
Bro, I don't
smaller
know, bro.
gaps? Like Scotty
Bro,
Pippen. Holy
I don't know,
shit.
Mark.
Pippen
you
being
Yeah,
said-
able to just
That
roam around
defense
in the
would be
middle
worse
of the
now
court.
in this era, though.
Dennis
mean,
Rodman
Well,
being
would
able to
not.
roll around.
because they
Nah.
still have to put Bill Cartwright and the rest of them on the team. They're still on the team. Steve Kerr
In
and them on the
today's
team.
game, Dennis
Crazy as
Rodman playing
hell,
small
Bill.
ball 5. What we talking
Dennis,
about?
yeah, Dennis,
And
Dennis,
Walker
Dennis,
was
Dennis,
running
Dennis,
around.
Pippen,
We
Pippen, and Jordan.
We running Ron.
Yeah,
Harper.
yeah. I'm saying
No,
Dennis,
Ron
Pippen, and
Harper.
Jordan, and Ron
Right,
Harper would be fine. But Ron wasn't on all those teams. It depends on what you're.
We're talking about
What's
the
about
late
90, 97,
Yeah.
96.
I'm saying I know, but I'm
Second three feet.
transporting them now.
Yeah.
But why Bill?
Nah,
Rodman
because
at the- you'd run Rodman at the five.
Swiper wants us to think that Tony Kukoc or Luke Longley couldn't move their feet.
They couldn't.
Well, Tony
They
Kukoc
could.
would be start like in today's game. Tony Kukoc would be their starting 4 or 3.
Hey, Luke
Probably
Longley,
so.
look,
Yeah.
why? But Swiper, why wouldn't Bill Cartwright be able to play though? That's what I want to know. Why wouldn't he be?
He
Able to
couldn't
play?
move. He couldn't move nothing, bro. Nothing to play in space at all.
That team was
That's
so.
that's
man.
Elk
Will
Grove High
Cartwright-
School
Will
legend.
Cartwright
Watch
wasn't on
your
that
mouth.
second 3-peat team. So
He
yeah.
wasn't.
Watch your mouth.
I'm
That's
saying-
that's a Sacramento legend you talking about, Swiper.
Hey,
Watch
hey,
your mouth.
Jokic move his feet a little bit. Why
And
can't
he's
Bill
more mobile
Cartwright
than
move his
Cartwright
feet
is.
a
Say that
little
much.
He forget Bill.
Did you watch Cartwright?
He
No,
moves better than
that's what I'm saying. Y'all just be yapping, bro. I watched all them series multiple times, bro. Cartwright couldn't move at all.
Luke Longley moved better than Jokic.
Because he didn't have
Luke Longley
to
was getting
swipe up.
cooked.
He
Luke
played
Longley
on-
was getting cooked by Greg
Stop,
Ostertag. Stop
He
it.
didn't
Stop
have
it.
to because he
Stop
played
it.
on the side.
We're gonna bring
Greg
up Greg
Ostertag
Ostertag.
horrible. He was horrible.
Don't say something about Greg Ostertag that doesn't need to be said. Don't act like he was good. Don't do that.
Hey, he was the hell of
I've
a
never
defensive player,
once said
Mark.
Greg Ostertag was good. I didn't
He's
say
a hell of a
that.
defensive
Okay,
player.
okay,
Greg
I was
Ostertag
concerned.
was
It's not
All
like
right, we're at 2 on 15.
I'm
Here we go.
I'm just saying we got a Greg Ostertag in the NBA right now, Mars. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what his name is? DeMontis Sabonis.
Edey?
That's his name.
Oh,
All right, let's get to the next one.
All right, here we go, y'all. The third reason why the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the 2025 NBA championship is because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is simply unstoppable.
I thought
Credit-
I think
Credit
that's
to
that's a
Shai.
fair third reason.
credit to Shea.
I remember the first 7 games of the playoffs. The sentiment was actually.
Man, here Mars goes. You were one of them.
He
too.
ain't lying.
We heard
It was looking tricky.
We heard Mars too. Mars was doing that too.
Right, but
It's
he's
the
not
team.
lying.
Credit
It was
to
looking
Shea.
tricky.
Nah, I needed
the
Shea
big
to
player.
start hooping.
Yes, it wasn't
Yeah.
going well.
Yeah.
Real talk.
And then he picked it up. Turns out the guy
picked it
wasn't a
up.
40% mid-range shooter.
I
He's
mean,
actually a
he
50%
didn't
mid-range
play
shooter.
super well in
Crazy.
game 1. To be fair, you know what I mean. So let 8 games in the playoff. You know.
I don't think he played well in the first half of game 1.
Swiper, was he unstoppable in that Denver series?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think he did down the stretch of game 2, 7, and not 5 per se, but game 2 and 7. Those were probably the best shooting games I've seen from him all the way around. Like 100%. Like
So
he's
half
the
the
one to
series
put
he
the game
got
away.
slowed down, right? So
No, I just don't think I think the Nuggets were doing a good job of not allowing him to get into the space as much as he possibly could. That was more so, but he missed shots too. He missed open shots like games 2, 3, 4, and then I think 5 too as well. I can't remember
I
exactly
think
what
he
that was.
2 bad games, 1 mids game, and the other games were good. That's
So he
why.
got slowed down, sure. And
Yeah,
to your point, Ron, the
I
teams
mean,
that
everybody
he's
got Christian
gonna go
Brown
up
though, bro.
against, the teams that he's going to go up against, who's
Not
going to
Royals.
slow him down? I thought Jaden McDaniels did a good job against him in game 1. Game
Hey,
2,
Nesmith?
not so much.
Aaron Nesmith?
Huh?
Aaron Nesmith is going to give him everything. But
Everyone I've seen go against this Indiana defense has fried it.
They're
Yeah.
flying them. They are
Every individual now. Indiana are good enough to win, and like they do
Now,
the things on.
but
the
real
like,
talk,
the
I already said
individual-
this already. Then you were like,
Come on,
well,
Nesmith,
you
well,
know,
you
but
need to
yeah,
talk
everybody's
about
gonna fry
Mikal
them.
Bridges.
Donovan Mitchell fried him.
Kel Bridges.
Brunson's gonna fry
I'm
him.
the one that said that D-Mitch fried him. Giannis fried him.
he makes average 40 a game
Jalen
against
Brunson
these
finna
dudes.
fry him. SGA gonna fry him. Everybody gonna fry them. They're still a solid collective defense, you know, as a whole. But
They just number one option.
Ron, I
they're
think
gonna
I can agree with number 3 off the strength of who's left. I think
Yeah.
I can get with that.
I mean, we know Shea whether we like it or not, we know Shea gonna get what he gets.
Yes.
We know that 30, you could just pencil it in.
Yeah, he's very consistent.
At number 4, we have lineup versatility.
Sam Presti. The Sam Presti
Compared
stuff.
to
That's a
everybody
good
in the
point,
league,
Ron.
I
That's a good
100%,
point.
yeah.
I agree with
Love
that. I
that.
agree with that point wholeheartedly.
Would you
Ron,
say that
can I-
lineup
can I-
Where you
versatility
get
is?
these points from? Chat GPT?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Ron to say lineup versatility.
I don't
Are we
I don't
suggesting Ron ain't
indulge in
that
things
smart?
like that.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
what we
thought Ron would have just said something like,
Hey, chill.
they're good.
Just
I
that
gotta-
Ron ain't that smart?
I got a 1,500 on my SAT. Hey, chill. Shout out to my assistant. But
Versatility is not a like a, you know, you don't have to have a big vocabulary to come up with a word.
No,
versatility.
I didn't. I'm
Nah.
just saying the list is pretty good. I just want to know where Ron come up with this shit from because you know he don't.
Hey,
Ron,
he
do
don't
they?
get- he don't
Now,
get these points.
let me
Yeah,
ask you
Ron
this.
has made 4 logical basketball points with this list. I didn't
No, I
expect
didn't.
100%.
Thank you,
Ron,
Cheerio.
So to counter your point about versatility, Ron, because I think that Oklahoma City, in terms of talent, with their 5, I think that they're better in terms of my best player is better than your best player. Your rotation in terms of versatility better than mine in Indiana? Like, are your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys better than mine?
Indiana, in terms of lineup versatility, Indiana can't do what OKC do. We talked about I can legitimately put 5 perimeter players out there that none of you guys can stay in front of.
They don't force enough turnovers. Indiana don't force.
For the
enough
most part,
turnovers.
Mars, for the most part. Like five legit perimeter players with JDUB at the center. I could turn around and go big as hell. SGA, JDUB, Aaron Wiggins, and then put the 2 big fellas out there. Now our smallest person is what, 6'5", 6'6", if you will.
Yep.
And it's just a bunch of big dudes, basically. Then I can just switch things up. I could throw Chet at the center, and we could put all defenders out there. I could put a 3-point lineup out there. They just got so much. And then on top of that, they coaches up here with it. So he knows how to put these lineups together. And it's really just too much in terms
When you
of
talk about lineup versatility, I mean, I think Rick Carlisle is one of the best in the league in terms of lineup versatility and throwing different lineups at you, especially situational, right? And using these guys specifically for one thing. Obi Toppin is one of the guys that I think about more than anybody, a guy that can get out and run. Now, the problem that we have is them being able to turn the basketball over. Indiana, to your point, Jordan, they don't turn the basketball over as much. However, they do speed the game up, right? They do speed the game up, and they are able to get buckets in transition, which, I mean, as good as Oklahoma City's defense is, we are going to put them on the defense, Ron. We 100% are going to do that with them. And you got to play the entire game.
Yeah, I mean they'll score. They will score in probably 2 games at least 117 points. I think in a couple of games. Yeah, I mean they're going to have those. I mean the Nuggets did one. I think they did 117 3 times. Like, and the Patriots offense is all around better. I think in the playoffs especially. Right. So I think they will score. But the problem is I think OKC's going to score too.
Yo,
I don't know if OKC's offense though is just reliable. Like,
no, it's not. But they don't need it to be. They just need to have 2 games.
Yeah, I know it. They don't need it to be. But I'm saying, like, if the Pacers, let's say in the series, they do get up to 117. If you can score like 117, 120 points against OKC, I think your chances of beating them definitely go up a lot.
Well, Jordan and I had this conversation. A lot of Oklahoma City's offense is generated from their defense. A lot.
That's what most of it is generated from.
A lot of their offense is generated from them getting steals, turning turnovers into buckets with their secondary break.
Their offense don't really scare me. Their offense don't really scare me. It's what the other team offense is doing. That's the shit that scared me. It's like, damn,
you don't need to score 140 when you can hold a team to 87. Like, you don't need to do that.
You can score 140.
And they so good in transition. They so damn good in transition. Like, they good making a 3-ball in transition off a catch. They good at going to the rim. They go in and get to the free throw line. All the shit that you're supposed to do in a half-court set, they good at doing that shit in transition. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. They gonna get it somehow.
OKC have the 5th best half-court offense in the playoffs.
What are the ranks right now?
Well, for what it's worth, Indiana are like by far number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland's came in number 2. Milwaukee was 3rd. So 2 teams that played against Indiana.
And then
2 teams that played Indiana are 2nd and 3rd.
Well, that's just because Giannis is so great, and that's also because
the Clippers were 4th. The Clippers were 4th. We know who they.
And who did they play against?
We know who they played. And then the
Thunder and then the Nuggets played versus both of those defenses, so they're going to be low.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, Denver were 11th. But
what happened to good ass offense?
For a reason. Like they played versus OKC.
Best offensive player in the league can't get his team top 10.
They got him 3 wins. Got him 3 wins.
That's crazy.
Got him more wins than anybody else got.
That's
real talk.
Team got 3 wins.
Real ball.
Hey, swiping stop.
Aaron Gordon.
Here we go.
Swiper snap that net. A couple things right quick, y'all. First off, tonight we will be on the big stage on Playback with the man Pat Beverly himself. And we'll ask him good defensive questions to really see if OKC is like that or if it's a bunch of bark and not that much bite. But y'all be sure to pull up to watch the Pacers make another historical comeback in the Garden tonight. And it will be your favorite people with Pat Beverly. Also, we got a Hall of Famer in the house. Jay Grills, what's good with you?
What's up?
I'm still working on the branding right now for me and your show, Grill with Grills. It will be coming soon, y'all. We gotta since it's a lot of cookouts during the summer and whatnot. We gonna bring it to y'all right when the finals ends.
Okay,
we gonna have y'all summer going.
Ox, do he think for 1 second that he could just steal our style? All you did was change the piano. Okay, it's still the same beat. Still the same rhymes. All you did was put a piano in.
You need to change your rhymes anyway.
Chill. That's chill.
You
That's crazy.
Yes.
You know, I'm not even gonna do it anymore. It's grill with swipe.
Chill with what? Come on, man. What PC nonsense is this? Ox is on the show every day. Okay. Every day. Ain't got his name in the show. He ain't got his name in nothing. He on the show every day, and it's just chill.
Eat it, haters. Grill
with chill and
you see. Look now, real quick. You see, this is the problem with y'all dudes. Y'all come up here for nothing but glory. Y'all come up here for nothing but glitz and glam. I said this last month. I said this. We here to talk ball. Y'all just want praise and praise.
I don't care what you're saying, Ox. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know you don't care because you can't. Because you know what, Swiper, you are a worldly man, and you are here for worldly possessions. You need real talk. You need to talk to him. You need to put your hands on him. Pray for this brother. You need to pray for this brother. You know what I'm saying? I would not go against my brother to have my name.
How worldly I am, Ron. Let me tell you how worldly I am. If I had a show with Jordan and we do fantasy football or whatever else it is later on,
that should be weak as hell.
You know what the show everybody called? You know it's not not gonna be called? You know what it's not gonna be called? Swiping with swiper.
Talk about fantasy.
with
Talk about
swiper.
fantasy football. Y'all might as well have a show talking about video games. What are you talking about? Fantasy football.
I'm sorry you don't know nothing about football. Go ahead.
Swiper. When the preseason come, hey, get your lawyer on the phone. We can make it real. You know, I'm all the way in.
I'm with you, bro.
Hey,
Guess what the show? Hey,
lawyer
Jordan,
on the phone,
the show for damn show ain't gonna be me and you every week called Swiping with Swiper. Swiping with Jordan and Swiping.
Wait, Ron. Let me tell Swiper why it won't be called Swiper. Swiper, because you ain't chill.
I got real No, don't do that. You brought me up.
You ain't chill,
You
bro.
brought me up when I wasn't here.
Low came up here talking about you, Swiper. Low came up here talking about you.
Hey, what is this?
Swiper, you not chill, bro.
What is this?
It looks like motion to me.
It's like motion to me, real talk. Look like he brought me up in this little sermon he did. Somebody in Denver. Somebody in Denver. He got 2018, bro. I heard what you said.
First off, I ain't say no names.
I don't care about you in this yelling. I don't care about you. That don't mean nothing to me, real talk. I ain't scared of you.
Talking about you. You being a narcissist as usual.
100%.
Straight
narcissist.
I didn't even
Straight
say your name.
narcissist.
Yes.
Straight narcissist.
And guess what? Guess what, Ron? I'm such a narcissist that I make sure that Jordan gonna get his spotlight when he with me, though. He gonna eat when he with me. The paycheck gonna be 50-50. Everything gonna be 50-50. Name 50-50. Brand 50-50. Break 50-50.
Hold on, chill, because we about to end all this. I'm done with this conversation. First of all, I'm done with this conversation. Hold on. This the problem. See, and this is the problem with these youngsters nowadays. This how come business ain't business no more. This is what's going on. Y'all want to have 50% of 100 instead of 20% of 1,000,000. That's your problem. That's your problem. You know what I'm saying, Swiper? That's your problem. Because if I did a show with you, Swiper, you best believe it's gonna be called nothing but the Ox Show. You feel me? It's gonna be Ox and Baldy. You know what I mean?
Hey, Ox, shut up, Jordan. Let me put a contract out for you right now.
And on top of that,
10 million for you, Jordan. 50-50. 50-50, dog. You want to eat or not? Shut
Swiper,
up.
he didn't even want to do a show with you. He wanted to do the show with me. Jordan didn't even want to do
his name ain't on the brand. His name ain't on the hat. Jordan, I thought you had a job. I do got a job. Jordan, what's your job? I host a show every week. What's it called? Ox with Ox. Ox with Ox. Full-time dedication. Ox with Ox.
Hey, listen. This dude is nasty as hell. This is how things get divided because the dudes like this right here. This is how the band gets broken up because the dudes like this right here.
Why you pointing Jake the Grills?
Like this right here. He 100% is throwing a monkey wrench in all of it.
He just grilling with grills.
Hey, I will tell y'all this though.
Because we've been on for as long as we've been on, and we got way more. Hence the term we. Not just me. We got way more.
It's Chill's face on the branding. 100%. Chill's face on the name. Where's Ox's face? Where's Ox's face at? Why is Ox's face not on the branding?
Give me a break.
Oh, oops, my bad.
Bro,
my bad.
So
I didn't mean to do that.
Wait, hold on, Ron. How the logo for a duo show just one guy? Somebody help me out. How's it just one guy? You can't even put that on a t-shirt. I thought you had
a chill.
Wait, hold on. Ron, listen to me. Ron, listen to me, Ron. Look at me, Ron. If Ox tell me he's not available on Saturday, I want to go. Let's go to brunch with our families, Ox. He said, I'm not available. I got to work on Saturday. What time you got to work? At brunch time at 12 o'clock. What you doing? I got to host a show. What's the show called? Chill with Chill. Ain't you on the show every week? So you ain't really busy then? Yes. Are you working or are you busy? Yes. Let me know. See, that's what I'm saying. Swiper be with this facade shit. Swiper, check my checks, nigga. Check my checks.
You don't have to do that.
Check my checks, Swiper.
Have to do that.
Y'all be worried about this superficial shit. Superficial ass Swiper.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all for real though. Chill got a lot of motion. Chill.
More than Swiper. Way
more than Swiper.
Way more than Swiper.
Hey, look, Chill comment on my TikTok. I go to work out. The young joints like, Chill. Like what? I'm like, what? In my gym? What the fuck? What are you doing? In my gym? Like, what?
All right. So we got to we got to get back to it. Before we get back to it, though, I'm running a poll right now, and I'm asking who, in fact, has more motion, Swiper or Chill Tail. Also. We got
But we know how this works.
It ain't
Chill.
close.
Every negative vote, every
ain't
vote you
close.
get is really a vote for me. I think you need to understand that.
No, it ain't close. Like your
That's crazy. That's
No, Swiper is sick. Hell no.
Your kids, as your coach, is like, yo, you know him? I can get him on the phone right now. That's my man. Yes, sir. They ain't saying that about Swiper. Hell no.
Look, no, hold on. Well, chill. You're right. Chill. I don't want to get to a point where we out and about at a bar in Indianapolis and people grown men walking up to me crying, saying, "You changed my life." That ain't gonna be my level. I'm not gonna be at that level. The grown man walks up to Chill crying. You changed my life.
Hey, Swiper, I get that in ATL though. There you go.
I don't know if you want to get in ATL. Me walking up to you talking about you changed my life.
Damn.
I don't know if you want that in Atlanta. I don't know.
You ran in the Vision Gang in ATL?
I was at a basketball game, brother. I was at a basketball.
You a Vision?
As a coach.
That's why they call him Vision Gang. He be scouting
to him as a mentor. Say to him, you know Chill? Not only do I know Chill, I can get him on the phone right now. That's my man. You ain't got that kind of motion, Swipe.
Wait, Chill, I can call you right now. Hold on. Chill, you lying. Hold on, wait. No, we're doing this line thing again. We're doing this line thing again. I'm gonna pull up. It's literally in my phone at best.
Yo, Mars, I love Fridays.
Pick up the phone. Chill, pick up the phone. Chill. Pick up the phone. You talking about I got motion? I can call you whenever I want.
You can call me. Ain't nobody saying I can get Swipe on line one. Nobody's saying that.
I don't give people access to me. That's the difference. I don't give people access to me.
The real motion is, can you get Mars on the phone? That's the real motion. You can get Mars on the phone.
Well, you got to do an international call for that. That's different.
Mars ain't picking up for none of y'all. He'll pick up for me though. Mars, my man.
I know how to get Mars on the phone. You got to three-way it, and you got to go through a certain guy that's in New Jersey.
You said you got what?
You gotta call his ex-open gym teammate.
You got a three-way who?
Nah, but on the real note,
you gotta go to open gym. If you know, you know.
Just to close this out though, y'all really know the problem. Y'all really know the issue. Swiper really mad. He's really upset. He's jealous because he wants to be. He wants to be on the show with Chill. He don't want me on the show.
I was on the show. I was on the show. I was on the show 2 weeks ago. I was on the show.
Swiper really upset because he want to be on the show with his best friend.
I made waffles.
Swiper, do you want to be a part of the show?
I made eggs.
Damn that. Swiper, do you want to be on the show? Because if you want to be on the show,
I was on the show 2 weeks ago.
Yes, because I allowed you to be. Now, do you want to be on the show?
Hey, guess what? Hey, y'all. Hey, just like
swallow your pride, Swiper. Don't be prideful. Do you want to be on the show? Yes or no?
Just like White Lotus season 3, I just want to be in the room. That's it. I just want to be in the room. That's it. I just want to be in the room. That's it.
Yo, if you want to be on the show, just say that, bro. Hit me up after this, bro.
Before I get to the super chat and before we get back to the list, when does Chill with Chill go?
Tomorrow at noon Eastern.
Oh, okay. And you know what you guys be talking about?
We're gonna watch this game tonight. We'll figure it out. Depends.
Do we know if Swiper will be there?
He will not.
I'll be on vacation. I will not be available. I'll be on vacation.
Damn, so where you going now?
Man, come on, bro. I'll tell you offline.
He ain't going nowhere but to Athens. He about to go. He ain't going nowhere but to Athens. He's right down the street.
Oh, I thought you meant Athens, Greece. Oh, damn.
Nah.
I'll tell you what. I'll be in Sacramento and won't have to check in. I can tell you that much.
You ain't got to check in because don't nobody know you, Swiper. Of course, you don't got to check in.
Swiper said the only thing I'm gonna have to check into is my room.
But, stay in there. You're gonna stay in that room too. He ain't going outside.
All right, we got $100 super chat from the GOAT super chatter. He goes by the name of Arch. He said, assuming OKC's winning the chip, where does SGA rank among the last 5 finals MVPs?
Just as a player?
That's all we can go by because he's
not ahead of Joker. Jaylen Brown was the last finals MVP, so we know he's way better. Is
LeBron in the last 5?
No.
21 counts, so no.
He's third.
What's your order, Mars?
So over Steph?
Giannis.
Shea is better than Steph was in 2020.
Well, okay.
So it's just Giannis and Jokic.
Giannis and Jokic, you saying yeah better than
Shea right now is a better player.
Y'all ranking who's a better player or who? Well, because I guess you can't.
Well, we
really
don't know
rank
how
Shea
he
'cause
played.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's not fair. Okay,
Yeah,
so
So we're ranking them today.
Yeah.
So because Steph was not good in 22. No.
Yeah, Shea now is a better player than 2022 Steph.
And Jaylen Brown was better in 24 than Steph was in 22 as well, right?
But
no. No.
I mean, I just can't deal with this Jaylen Brown shit. I can't deal with it, bro.
If JT would have won it, would he be up there? Or
yes, he is.
So far last
Jaylen Brown is clearly fifth on that list.
Yes, he is.
Like if we do
Whatever many
finals
years
MVPs and go rank the best and second best finals performers of the last 5 years, Jaylen Brown would be like 8th on that list.
Yo, Jason Graham.
Jaylen Brown played so good in 22 as well. They lost, but he played really good in 22 as well.
Yo, my man Jay Grills, where you got SGA ranked at amongst the last 5 MVPs, finals MVPs?
man, that last finals don't exist in my mind. So,
so it's the last 4, really.
So, if I can rank them right now, probably Jokic 1. I'll say Giannis 2. Who else?
Didn't Steph miss
Then it would be Steph and
Brown's not in
SGA.
there. Then it'll be SGA, Steph, then it'll be Brown after.
Would it change if Tatum was given the Finals MVP last year for you? Or would it be the same?
That's a good question.
I think the Steph Tatum would have.
He might be above Steph. Honestly, because I think that year of Steph was, to me, that was by far his first finals year. So,
Balls, I don't know if Steph, the Steph not playing those first couple of games, what SGA did in that first round.
Well, he played in the first round.
Steph was hurt.
Played in the first round. He just came off the
bench. He came off the bench. He wasn't hurt. He was
hurt
healthy.
going into the playoffs. Let me rephrase that. He was hurt going into the playoffs, and he didn't move into the starting lineup until later on in the playoffs. So with that being said,
so disrespectful.
Was Steph coming off the bench? Was he worse than what SGA was in that Memphis series?
Steph was incredible in the first round.
Steph played great.
Yes, he was.
He was amazing.
Great in that first round.
Yeah, he was great.
And that's what we're talking about right
now. He was just mid the rest of the way till the finals.
Right, and he was awesome in the finals. We haven't seen
who they play in the first round in 22.
They played Denver, then in the second round they played Memphis, then they played Dallas, and then they played Boston. Yeah, I'm just doing rank them as players.
Yep.
2023 Jokic, 2021 Giannis, 2025 Shea, 2022 Steph, 2022 Andrew Wiggins, 2023 Jamal Murray, 2025 Tatum. 2021 Chris Middleton.
Yep.
2021 Drew Holiday. 2022 Draymond.
25 Caruso.
2025 Caruso. 2025 JDUB. 2024.
That is nasty.
That would be
that's a lot of names. That's a lot of names.
Damn, JB. Well, shout out to the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and shout out to the Finals MVP too.
That sounds wild as hell.
All right, y'all. We got to get back to this list,
that was partially a joke, but point is, he's very far lost in the finals.
Partially.
We got to get back to this list. Yo, Jason, you wasn't here for the first 3 of these or the first 4 of these. Do you agree that these are 4 valid reasons why OKC will win the championship this year? Because of their historical net rating, because their historical defense and defense wins championships, because SGA is unstoppable, and because of lineup versatility. These is valid?
If you would ask me like 2 days ago about 3, I would have said no. But because I was real hard on SGA for like this whole playoff series, this whole year.
He was hating. I remember.
I'll be honest with you. I was really hard on him.
What?
I was calling him like borderline bad this playoffs, and not this playoffs, this whole entire playoff run.
He was.
But now I'm seeing he's like, it looks like he's getting like a lot better as it goes on. So I'm gonna say at this point, if SGA is playmaking like this, that's my main reason with him. If he's making the tough buckets he was making yesterday, him getting knocked off his balance or still making those buckets and drawing the fouls consistently, I don't know how you can stop him.
All right. Well, the next thing that I got for you guys coming in.
There's no way we're actually doing 15 reasons, right, Ron? You know how long it's taking us to get to 4?
Well, I mean, I can always just run through these and then we could do it that way.
That'd
or
great,
we can.
Ron.
Or we could
Holmgren's
just
is
stop
not-
at 5, but I don't know. Like, we not getting through 15.
I got 15 valid reasons though.
Let's see what you got, Ron. Number 5.
I
What you got?
believe you,
All
but
right.
let's see. Okay.
Chet Holmgren's value.
Yes,
And
he makes
it
them more
seems
versatile.
like that goes in hand with defense.
These 5 might be enough, honestly.
And versatility too, by the way. 'cause
Yeah,
you
it feels
can
like
use
you just made the new reason, which is
Well, some of them will overlap.
Appreciate his
but-
offensive value.
But that's
Yeah,
what I'm
Well,
getting
that's
at.
what
his the
the
stuff around the
versatility
rim
comes
and
in.
stuff.
'Cause
He's
you
been
can use
really
them
good. He's
different-
been really good around the rim.
You use him in different ways. That's what the
Everything that he
versatility
does though, getting downhill, shoot, spacing the floor even when he's not making them.
Yeah, but
crashing
when you
glass.
factor in the fact that he's food at the rim,
100%.
Mark,
And just so
is
you
he
know,
really
so you know,
providing
Anthony
that
Edwards.
It's
Anthony
one
Edwards got-
person up here.
Yep.
No, it's not one. It's not one
I've
person,
seen Ox
Ron.
tweet it. I've seen Ox
Wait,
tweet
hold on.
Last
Well,
night-
let's be clear. Now, the first 24 minutes of basketball I'm watching, that dude was a buffet line.
Yes. Food at the
Absolute
rim.
buffet.
Stop
Absolute
acting like
buffet.
that. He was. Anthony Edwards was 7 for 11 in the restricted
I
area.
mean, am
last night.
I wrong?
No, you're not
just Anthony
bugging out.
Edwards.
You're
Am I wrong?
No, you're
I thought
not.
we was all watching. Now, if things change going on to the game, I mean that's fine. We could talk about that. But I'm talking about the first 24 minutes of basketball. Dude was looking. It wasn't like Jokic. At least he was jumping and getting there. But it was like
But Ant was eating at the rim last night. 100%.
it was kind of like I see you, Chet. Good contest, but give me
the
that. you know?
Timberwolves made 12 shots at the rim, and we talking about Chet's food.
And Ant made 7 of them.
I don't care how many they made. I'm saying Mars. Like,
Hey,
the
Mars,
contest-
say food again.
he was
Hey, Mars, say
contesting. He was
food again.
He was contesting. He was
Cuisine.
contesting, Mars.
Yeah.
Mars. He was contesting for sure, but I mean, it wasn't like he was doing anything at the rim. I didn't see that.
Mars, they was what at the rim? They was what?
Chet's just free eats. Interesting.
54%
54% of the rim is free eats these
Mars,
days.
they-
I'm not talking about no numbers, Mars. I'm just talking about yesterday when I was watching the basketball game.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm talking-
I just think your eyes are wrong.
No, well they're
Mars,
not.
they-
I'm
like
just
top-
Yeah, I
I'm looking,
disagree
I'm
with guys. I
watching.
disagree with guys. I disagree.
I mean,
with guys.
that's fine. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
sometimes you can't
I'm-
buy
Quick question. Quick question. Chet's better than Evan Mobley?
This playoffs,
Defensively,
You're
Just as a
wrong.
player. No, just as a player.
oh no, I don't.
No.
Think so.
Not at all.
No.
I still think there's a substantial offensive gap between them.
Shout out to Chet. Though. He is a baller.
Yeah,
I'm sick of Moby, bro.
I think it's
Yeah.
closing. I do. I think the
but
gap.
I think
Chet got to it last night.
Chet's better defensively though. So
oh, obviously.
Yeah.
no.
I don't.
And I just think he
Well,
yeah,
it was
you
good.
think he's food at the rim, so obviously you don't think he's better.
Wait, Chill thinks he's food at the rim?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought that was just Ox.
that's
thought
why I
that was
keep
just
saying
Ox.
it every day.
Oh,
No, it's chill. Ox is once again chilling with
Ox
chill.
is
on his tape.
co-signing it, but Chill was the
No,
original.
just chilling with chill on his tape.
Yes, sir.
Well, because I would never have said that Chet is food at the rim. All I'm saying is, so what I'm saying is, Chill said that the whole world went to an uproar. I'm watching the game yesterday, and he looked like food. That's all I'm saying. I think Chet's an amazing defender. I think amazing defenders can get scored on at the rim.
Chet Holmgren. Let me be my stats self. Chet Holmgren in the regular season held opponents 18% below expected at the
I
rim.
think it's like 13 right now, isn't it?
That's
In
the best.
playoffs?
That was the best. That was the best mark in the playoff. Best mark in the season by far. His rookie year was 11%, so that was still like number 2, I think, only behind Wemby. Last year in the playoffs, it was 15% below expected at the rim. That was the best mark in the playoffs. This year is 8% below expected, which I think is one of the best marks in the playoffs. I could check. There's never been a day in his life where he's been food at the rim.
And with all of that being said,
Except for
this
yesterday.
conversation originally started where I felt like Anthony Edwards could get to the rim.
Another game
Chet-
where the Timberwolves couldn't score at the rim with ease, but I mean, I guess okay.
This conversation started with me saying that Anthony Edwards could get, if Anthony Edwards could get to the rim, I think Chet is food against Anthony Edwards. Last night, in particular, Anthony Edwards was 7 for 11 in the restricted area with Chet on the floor.
He made like 3.
That was going on.
He made
Actually, he
like
made
3
4 of them. He made 4 of
So
them.
then why'd you tell me 7?
So
He made
he made
4 shots. I also watched him airball a layup with Chet contested.
and he
I've
also
also
scored
watched-
with. He also scored with.
Yeah,
with
like
Chet.
yes, when you get to the
Just
rim,
because
like,
you're food,
I'm
does
gonna
not
give
mean-
I'm gonna give guys a shocking take. When you get to the rim, more than half the time the shot's gonna go in. No matter who contests, whether that's Wemby, Brook Lopez,
Okay.
Chet, that does not mean you're food when Chet is defending the rim better than damn near everyone in the NBA.
Well,
Brooke Lopez and Wemby and Chet talks?
watching,
Like, that
watching,
doesn't, like, even
watching-
when
watching
Wemby's
Anthony
contesting,
Edwards
he makes
yesterday.
more
Yes, sir.
than half the time. Like
You still pushing that agenda
Anthony Edwards
wrong.
being above
Mark
50%
punched
of the
it. I
rim
ain't
in that
say nothing.
singular game doesn't all of a sudden mean that Chet's food. Not to mention that you give Ant a lot of credit. Some of those were just tough finishes. Like some, and you give Ant
Okay.
credit for that. Like, if he's gonna make some
Right.
tough ones, You tip your cap. Like there's nothing.
And we
you
do
can
the
there.
same thing with guys, and we do the same thing with guys on the perimeter when they're scoring on guys who are great defenders.
I would
He's
never
still
call
food.
someone playing great defense food.
I hear it all the time. I hear
From
it
me?
all the time.
I would
I hear
Mars.
it
It's
all
like
the
Mars.
time.
It's like
playing
when the
great
Buffalo
defense,
gets. It's like when the Buffalo gets hunted by lions. Like it wasn't an easy kill, but you still getting ate. You're food. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I'm saying. Like you can test it.
Semantics. You can be
Yeah,
getting cooked.
semantics.
Yeah, you can be. I think if you're playing great defense and someone's getting a buck on you, you're getting cooked. Food.
Drew
is when
Holiday.
you
Drew
just
Holiday
there
got
ready-
50 put on him.
When you're just there ready to eat, like the food's already cooked for you. You just gotta go pick up.
Was
the
Drew
plate.
Holiday
That's-
food
that's
against Jimmy
food.
Butler? Was Drew
Food
Holiday
at the
food?
rim.
Yes,
is Vucevic.
absolute food. Yes, he was.
Holiday
Chill.
food.
Yes.
Food at the rim is Vucevic, Cat. Those guys are foods.
Jokic.
Did you watch the playoffs? Did you watch the playoffs? Did y'all watch the
Don't
playoffs?
get him started.
Yeah.
Bro,
Did you watch
keep
the
going. We
playoffs?
have to be
Yeah.
safe.
All right.
Don't-
All right, so we gotta move on. We gotta move
That's
on.
what I thought. Real talk.
Hey, Ox. Hey, Ox. Speaking of Buffalo, I got that on the menu tonight.
What?
Here's the list,
I
yo.
don't got work tonight, bro. I might. Oh no, I got
I might-
playback. Never mind.
I was about to say I might need some help. It's a big ass Buffalo.
I'm gonna do playback on the road. I'm on my way to Seattle.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. All right, y'all.
You need help with what?
Might need help with you guys with my reasoning for number
With-
6.
With
Here
some
we
heavy
go.
lifting.
Number 6. I put shooter, but shooters that they have
I
on their
disagree.
roster.
I disagree. Yeah,
No?
Oh, What shooter? They wasn't shooting.
Yeah, that this shooting, this whole postseason run does not move me. One bit.
No, so
They don't have one positive. Do they have, who's the best 3-point shooter in the playoffs?
Alex Caruso.
That's supposed to be
Caruso, Ludort,
No, I'm not.
Isaiah
that's
Joe.
That's tough. Well, Isaiah didn't play.
I'm
real
not.
minutes,
I'm not
so-
buying this. Yeah, this one I'm not buying.
Yeah, I mean that's
So that's
tough.
shooters.
Shooting. The
And-
shooting is not why they're going to win the championship. I don't know.
And here's the thing. I just personally believe they have good enough shooting. Now they might not have elite shooting. They have good enough shooting.
Shea shooting under 20% at the long ball line in this series.
28%. He's at 28%. JDUB's
Who?
at 27%.
This series?
Shay's at, no, in the playoffs. I don't know where he's at. in
Oh,
this
and
series.
just in the series alone, I'm saying
Oh,
he's shooting
well,
under 20% at the long
2
ball
games.
line.
JDUB's 27% for the playoffs. Shay's 28%. Lou
Yeah.
Dort's 28%. Chet's 32%. Aaron Wiggins is 32.5%. Kayson's 34%. Isaiah Joe is 38%, but his minutes are like quite low. Alex Caruso is 44%. Everyone else is not really in the rotation. Jalen Williams is at 43%, but he's not even playing right now. So, like, yeah, they're winning in spite of the fact that they aren't making threes consistently. Which I
Yeah,
think
if
is-
they were to make some shots. Good
if they go on a heater and they start making threes like they were in the regular season, they would win games by 40.
They did win 1 by 40 because they make all their shots. The game 2.
Like when OKC are making threes, you won't win the game. So that part I agree with, but it's just they don't make them that consistently.
So of this right now, it's 5 out of 6.
All right.
Yeah,
Solid
that's what I'd say. I'd say
Mhm.
5 for 6.
All right. Well, the
number.
next reason that we got. Oh, complimentary shooters.
Oh my god!
I knew it. There you go. There you go.
Come on, keep your ass out.
Does that changes
No.
things? No, still not complimentary shooters.
I mean, they timely shooting. I think would be the word.
Timely.
Timely. Yeah.
Wiggins. That's the word. Containment.
That Caruso 3.
Complimentary
Ron,
shooters.
reason number 7, please. Reason number
All
7.
right. Next. Here we go.
Isn't that lineup versatility?
That's
Not
you're making the
necessarily.
same point twice.
No, lineup versatility and depth is not the same thing. The Pacers have depth. They have a team where you could go 12 deep. OKC not only has a team where they can go 12 deep, they can go a double big lineup. They
Teach
can
them
go
something, Ron.
Hey, they could go a small ball lineup. They can go a big lineup.
You're
They
extending
can go an
lineup.
all
That's-
defensive
you're
lineup. They
extending
can go
lineup.
they could go a shooters lineup if they wanted to.
You're saying lineup versatility, Ron.
No, depth and
No.
lineup versatility are not the same thing.
He just said they can go to a shooting lineup, a big lineup, and that's
Wait,
lineup
wait, Morris. I'm not saying what Ron said is correct. What I'm saying is depth and lineup is not the same.
I'm saying the explanation Ron gave was just lineup versatility.
What's the
That's
difference?
Okay, well, I didn't really hear. I was sending the text message. What I'm saying is if I
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron.
No,
Okay,
you
well,
go.
I'm just saying like if I got 2 2 really good point guards coming off the bench. I got an extra shooter off the bench, another big off the bench,
That's depth,
and that's depth. Now
And that doesn't
you know
mean
what I'm
that I
saying.
could use
That
those
doesn't
guys
that
without
doesn't mean
guys.
that they all
There's only
do
specific guys I
different
could use.
things like versatile, but it's still depth though. So I
agree.
think there's 2
I
different
agree.
things.
I agree. Because
I
I think
agree
you
with
can.
that.
I think you can have a
That's
short
what I
rotation. You can have not much like that much depth, but like the 6, 7, 8 guys you play are very versatile. You see what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? They can
Right,
all
right.
almost-
You're right.
Boston.
Right.
Yeah, Boston is a great
Boston
example.
can
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Boston
They have
can-
lineup versatility, but they don't really have depth.
Yeah, they kind of play the same way, but I mean, I guess. But yeah, I agree with that. But your explanation of depth was just to explain the lineup versatility.
No, I meant what Ox was saying.
Okay, good one. This is what happens when someone else comes off the list and Ron has to explain it.
Thank you,
That's
Cheerio.
crazy.
All right. The next thing that we got is at 8. Coaching. Now, OKC obviously has the coach of the year from last season, and he does a damn good job of, well, coaching his team in terms of his substitution, in terms of his schemes and all of that good stuff. I think Mark Daigneault, I think we can all agree he is amazing at what he does.
How often have we seen, Ron? How often have we seen teams win in spite of their coach? Do you think that do you think Milwaukee won in spite of Coach Bud?
No.
Do you think that the Lakers won in spite of Coach Vogel?
No, I think Coach Vogel was good.
Cute, yeah,
I'm not that high on Bud. I do think Milwaukee won in spite of Bud, but I think it's rare.
What about Steve Kerr?
No, they didn't win in spite of Steve Kerr. I think many would argue they would have won without him, but I don't think they won in spite of him.
The reason why I'm bringing that up. The reason I'm bringing that up is
I feel like that about Boston last year too.
The reason I'm bringing that up is because this Oklahoma City team, I don't think that they ever win in spite of their coach. I think that he 9 times out of 10 is making the right adjustments, making the right rotations, calling the right sets. I don't think that they win in spite of him. So coaching does matter, 100%.
He needs to get better with his challenges. I don't know who's responsible for the challenges on their bench.
SJ.
They need to get better with their challenges.
I'll be so tired of, and I hate to say it this way because I don't like the idea that, you know, like the star player is more important than the role players, whatever. But I hate when specifically bench players and role players get a chippy foul and be like, bro, I'm not wasting no challenge over your ass, bro. Yeah, I don't give a damn if you fouled here, bro. Get ready to rebound. He's shooting free throws.
Especially in the first quarter or the second quarter.
Oh my God, chill! I'll be losing it. Like, bro, stop, please, bro. Like, put your hand in.
SGA was nasty as hell last night because there was a play he wanted to challenge
free throws
just because he didn't get 2 free throws. They even still had the ball. He was like,
wait, but you know what? Too the crazy. It was one of them that wasn't even in the challengeable. Like, it wasn't even challengeable. Like, you can't even challenge for what he wanted them to challenge. I believe. I think it was something like. But the thing about it is, he had convinced the announcers who was doing the show last night was Green and somebody, and they was talking about like, oh, he wanted him to challenge. Like, you can't even challenge that.
Well, Oklahoma City, you can challenge any damn thing. Boy, Oklahoma City is the only team I ever seen where they challenge an out of bounds call on the other team, and then they say, you know what? It was out of bounds, but he fouled him first. So we're gonna go with the foul and give Oklahoma City the ball.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I swear, I've seen no team do it besides them in the playoffs. I promise you, that's the only team.
Matter of fact, Ron, where's the refs on this list?
Oh, they coming up. But next on the list, I'm not sure if it's the refs. Like I said, I don't remember the order of the list. But what I do know is that we have something at 9, and it happens to be.
I'm so glad you said that because I was going to bring this up. I was going to bring this up.
Just hear me out.
I think we can stop the list now.
Just hear me out.
Hearing you out, Ron. Hearing you out, Ron. I'm listening, Ron.
Hear me out.
I'm not listening to none of this shit.
I'm listening, Ron.
I'm not. Now, Ox isn't here. He just took his headphones off. Ox can read lips. So here's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that JDUB is Scottie Pippen.
What are you saying then, Ron?
Or is as good as Scottie Pippen.
What are you saying?
I'm saying to this team, he is their Scottie Pippen.
So he is
an all NBA player.
He is Scottie Pippen to this team.
So just so you know, Scottie Pippen was their facilitator. He was their
Chill.
defender.
It's not a
He
copy and
he's
paste
not saying
team.
that. He's
It's
saying
not a
he's
copy
not
and
saying
paste
that.
team.
J-Dub is one of the.
Well, then call him Andre Iguodala or something.
Okay,
Okay,
all right,
I'm
he's
not
got that.
Ron.
He's
I'm
got
not
that.
Ron. I'm not saying. I'm
Keep
not
Scotty
saying
out of this.
I'm not saying he's Scottie
What?
Pippen as a player. What I'm saying is what Scottie Pippen did for the Bulls. He was their facilitator, right? He was their primary. He was their what am I thinking about? Their point of attack defender. He was that guy, right? He was their best transition player. When I think about you telling me that
That all
he's-
applies to him, by the way.
right?
Yes.
So when I think about J-Dub, is he their point of attack defender?
He's outside
be.
of Caruso. He's their best.
So
Yeah,
he's not.
for sure.
So Scottie Pippen was.
Well,
So he's
Ron
not.
Harper also did that too really well.
No, he didn't do it like-
Respect. What?
Outside.
No,
of-
he's not.
No, he is
I think
not.
J-Dub's been incredible defensively.
It
Lou
wasn't-
Dort
I think he's been better than Lou Dort.
Lou Dort's their best.
I think
player.
he's been better than Lou
Who's
Dort this playoff.
included?
I think he's better
That's
than Lou
what I
Dort this
said an
playoff.
hour ago. What are
I
you
think better
talking
than Lou
about?
Dort.
But listen to
Ron,
me.
to your,
I think
and
he's
Ron,
better than Lou Dort this
Oh,
playoff.
yeah, I
run.
don't
Respectfully.
Ron, to your
Respectfully.
point,
I'm
Scottie Pippen-
not been super impressed with Lou Dort. Respectfully.
Scottie Pippen was their facilitator because that's what the triangle offense was. Is J-Dub that in this offense?
Chill. All I know is he's
It looks
their
like they
second
setting
best
him
player.
up more than he's setting up anybody else.
He's their second best player,
Okay.
and he's a high level two-way player.
Okay, so we doing that. Okay, I
Hey,
can
hey,
get with
on a
that part.
on a very good
I
defensive
can
team
get with that. Well, let's take Scottie Pippen
with
name off.
with the
Let's just-
MVP.
Let's just put him as a number 2 then. How about we?
Why do we have to take Scottie Pippen name? I feel like SGA and J-Dub are the closest iteration we've seen to MJ and Pippen. Yeah, I really believe that. And I've been on record saying that I believe SGA had a Michael Jordan-esque season this year. And I think I think he did. Yeah, I did. I do, Mark.
To be
I
honest,
really
I'm
do.
talking-
Define that statement. Like,
I'm hold on, Mars.
I'm going to
So in
define it
theory-
by
in
his
theory-
scoring profile, the 33 on the driving, the mid-range shooting, the getting to the free throw line, the consistency in which he scored the ball the entirety of the year. To me, that was very Jordan-esque. And I do think J-Dub has a lot of similarities to Scottie. I think he's I don't think Chill was underrating his passing and facilitating on that
No, I'm
team
not.
for OKC
No, I'm
specifically.
not.
I do think he's
Even if
probably
he is real talk,
one of
even if
the
he
best.
is a
He's-
facilitator and a passer,
Mhm.
I'm not saying I don't say facilitator and passer when I say J-Dub, Scottie Pippen. No, those two dudes. I'm not doing that. Absolutely.
Oh
not.
no,
To be
but
fair, though-
No.
To be fair though, it's
Not doing that.
a comparison. It's just not as like we got to see J-Dub do it for longer. If J-Dub maintains, his trajectory going into what J-Dub is in year 4, year 3,
4.
3.
Mhm.
4.
Year 3,
Four,
he came in
right.
2022. He's in year 3.
Oh, so
three.
year 3. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
if he can keep it up, I mean, it's not far fetched. Like
He's
to be
24
honest
years
with you.
old. Though, so.
Now, real talk. To your point,
We
in
don't
theory,
agree, Penn, that he's closer to MJ. I don't agree with that at all.
Now-
he
now,
just said he had a like.
real talk. To your
I
point,
don't
in
think-
theory.
yeah, I don't
yeah, I don't. Pen's hard of hearing sometimes.
Now,
You said
No,
what,
I
Chill?
don't agree with that either. Real talk. But I think that he had a
I
very
mean,
good
he
season.
said strictly from a scoring perspective.
I'm saying from a scoring profile perspective, this was a very
Now,
Jordan
because-
season.
well, in
Yeah,
theory,
minus the
you are
defense
right,
and the
real talk.
passing, I
Because if
agree.
you think
Minus
about
defense and the
if you
passing.
think
Minus
about
the
what's
other
going on
aspects,
right now, right? If you think about what's going on right now, SGA led the league in scoring.
He did do
He
that.
was the league MVP.
He was
They
that.
win the NBA championship and
They
he win the
might-
Finals MVP.
He could do
There's
that.
only 2 other dudes who did that:
Who?
Shaq
Uh-huh.
and Jordan.
No, Hakeem. And
Exactly.
Hakeem, right?
Oh, so he's having a
Olajuwon-
Shaq-esque season.
Olajuwon did not lead the league in scoring. No, he didn't.
Shaq-
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He did not lead the league in scoring. And he
Okay,
did, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he get some all-league defensive votes?
She did from
Yeah,
some.
he got 11. He got 11.
Yeah,
with
he
defensive.
did get some. Jordan
Yeah,
was
he
an
should've
all-league
never got that,
defender.
though.
Jordan
Nah,
was an
but
all-league
he
defender.
didn't make it though, Chill.
So in
Chill, he didn't
theory,
make
real
it, though.
talk, in theory, you are correct.
Not really, but I
Thank
get
you.
you. The
I mean,
offensive
if
part, I
you
got
ignore the fact that MJ is like 7 times better.
And okay,
Yeah, I
Jay
mean,
plays
no,
above the
Michael
rim.
Jordan is better than SGA. I'm
We
not
ain't arguing
saying
that point.
SGA is
No,
Michael Jordan.
15,
I'm not-
shit.
No.
Michael
He had
Jordan.
a
is better than
Nobody.
Vince
SGA.
Carter like season. I agree with you. All right, next.
All right,
next
Swipe
man.
be on bullshit, right?
No,
Oh,
Vince Carter had one of the 50 best seasons ever.
I
So
wonder,
that's
what
yeah.
I wonder what Penn would say about
He
that.
agreed. Penn would
We're
agree.
on the
Penn would
rest of the
absolutely
list.
agree.
We have half an hour. Ron.
Let's go, Ron.
I'm about to leave right now. By the way, y'all. Peace.
Well, see
Later.
now,
All
hey,
right,
you know how much time we just gained? All
I
right,
have not been the one. Look at J-Dub, Scottie Pippen, depth, lineup versatility. That's you.
I thought you was leaving, Swiper. Bye.
Chill, I'll call you later.
all right. So at the
He
end,
him.
we have toughness. Now I know, guys. I know toughness. It shouldn't be on this list, but
Yes,
for
it should.
a bunch of
Why
young
not?
pups I have not seen these guys get bullied, pushed around. Remember, it was the whole little Chet is bullyable thing, and Chet is
Yeah, he's
soft.
been food and bully, and he's food and bullyable. So I mean, he's just
Hey,
sucked.
these young dudes do
Boom,
not get
boss.
pumped.
He has steak and potatoes. Yes, sir. He's Ruth Chris. No doubt
Hell,
about that.
yeah, 5-star
Damn.
meal. God damn.
Ruth Chris.
I mean, he a
But
cute ass
Ron,
meal.
Ron,
he
to
a
your,
cute
Ron, to
ass
your
meal.
point, toughness 100% is involved in this. Why? Because one of the main reasons why Cleveland lost, because they ain't got nobody in their huddle saying, "Yo, these dudes." Who was in their huddle doing that? I tell you what, over in
so
Oklahoma
Donovan
City,
Mitchell.
they got a number of different dudes in the huddle doing that. They got a number of different dudes in the huddle going, "You score the rest of the points, I'll deal with him." They got a number of different guys grabbing jerseys going, "You got to get on the glass." They got a number of different guys going, "We need to get stops." They don't have that in Cleveland. They do need to get tougher than what they are. 100% they do.
I'm
So
not in the
toughness doesn't
huddle,
matter.
so I don't know how tough Cleveland is, but I do think OKC show how tough they are.
Yes, they
all
are.
the time.
And they always having fun too. You can tell they always having fun. Like
Mhm.
That's
Put
very
that on-
important. But you
I mean,
know what?
it's
though?
a game at the end of the day. Go ahead,
You know what though, Jordan? The best thing I think about, like when you got like kids or any level of play, it's teaching them to be happy for their teammates. Like when you teach, I always want to like clap up for your teammates, be happy for your teammates. When your teammates score, even if you don't score, be happy because it was good for them, it's good for us, right? And when this team, like I said, a lot of people, like when last year when I seen them, they was barking, I was kind of like, hey, I ain't doing nothing, right? But then they always, everybody's at the post game thing, the interview on the court, and a lot of people be like, "Oh, these dudes are so corny. They're so corny." I think they just love each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think these dudes love each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really be happy for each other.
You already ever see them arguing and shit, snapping on each other, which usually happens with a good team.
That goes on, and I'm sure that's going on.
But
I saw that yesterday
maybe
with
I
SGA.
ain't see it.
I saw that with the SGA and JDUB yesterday. I did. They were barking at each other a little bit. It wasn't OG and Cat on the bench. No, but
at
they
that
were.
time it's crazy. At 34 seconds, them barking on the bench is fucking unacceptable.
Yeah, they were barking at each other. But Ox, to your point, your success is my success. I ain't going nowhere without you, and you ain't going nowhere without me. So we got to be on the same page. So
SGA telling them dudes like, I wouldn't get MVP without y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he bought them the rollies.
Yeah, them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Them dudes is
got
all
that $10,000 box.
All defense dudes, you know what I'm saying? He doing a lot of the scoring. And I mean, I really genuinely, like, a lot of people be calling it corny. And a lot of people that be calling it corny, you could tell they never been on a team. You know what I mean? Like,
won nothing before,
when you can tell people that has never been on a team. I'm not talking about being good at a sport. I don't care about that. I'm not trying to, gatekeep being on a team. I'm just saying, like, there's, like, for instance, I know some people that are older in business that are like, I won't do business with people that didn't grow up playing sports. That if you didn't grow up as an athlete or whatever, I won't do business with you because I know I know people that have been on teams and played sports. They're more willing to sacrifice. They're more willing to teamwork. They're more apt to do those things. And I see that in this team. These dudes, I think they really care for each other. I think they want to see each other succeed, and ultimately they just love each other, bro. They're happy for each other, and it's hard to beat a family.
Well said, Ox. Well said.
Ox, you was spitting. That sounded like my high school team. You was spitting.
My high school team would have beat your high school team ass.
You
too.
crazy as a motherfucker, boy. You crazy as a Number 3 in the country, big dog. Number 3 in the country.
All right. Well, number 11 on this list is as such.
I feel you.
We just went over that.
Oh, what we just talked about, yeah.
We literally just went over that. Yep.
What's 12, Ron?
There you go. Thank you, Ox, for predicting that chemistry was going to be the next thing and players playing for each other. There you go.
Chill. Hey, Chill, it's easy to predict the list when you made it.
All right, well, predict this next one, Ox. At number 12, we have a historical record. Now, obviously, it's easy just to look and say they won 68 games, and you can do that. The part about their record that was most glaring to me was two different things. It was their record versus the top teams.
Yep.
Which was very good. I don't remember exactly what it is. Mars, if you care to dig that up. I just know that they were very good against the top teams.
Define the top teams.
Top 4 teams in each conference.
Okay.
But what stood out more to me was obviously when they make it to the finals, they're going to have to play a team in the Eastern Conference. Well, they had the best record ever against Eastern Conference teams. They went 28-1 against the Eastern Conference this year. It's never been done before. That was the one that stood out the most to me. Not the fact that they won 68 games and were phenomenal. Not the fact that they did very well against the top teams in the NBA, but the fact that they basically owned the Eastern Conference this year. That's what was the most important thing. And that's why I put that on this list as something that is an indicator as to why they will win an NBA championship.
Nice. And Jordan, my team, we would have whooped y'all ass. We was number 2 in the country.
God damn, we gotta go back to the early 2000s to play Ox. Then we gotta fly back to the
Yeah, you playing true with no 3-point line. Just remember that. You playing true with no 3-point line.
There was a 3-point line, and we did
we might lose shit.
Yeah,
we might lose shit. God damn.
We would whoop y'all ass. Yes, sir.
God damn, y'all got us back in time. I mean, shit happens.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Jordan. They had to call Klay Thompson to come get us. Yeah, we was different, but
But Jordan, let Jordan tell it. There was nobody that they could call for them.
I ain't mad at that. I'm just repping my team.
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
all.
the truth. We got rid of De'Aaron Fox. He
was a freshman. He was a freshman.
Come on.
He's a sophomore. Relax. He was a sophomore. We got rid of, but we did get lucky. Kelly Oubre ended up going to Finley Prep his senior year, so we got a little luck. Luck plays a part.
That's part of it. Shit.
He beat us the year before on the buzzer beater, so shit happens. But
Ron, all I know is we beat 6 teams in the top 15. 5 of them teams was in the top 10. 3 of them was in the top 5, and we were undefeated in the state. We would have smoked y'all.
Damn. God damn.
We would have smoked.
Yeah, but how many of you guys could go left? Yeah, I don't know.
All of us.
Oh,
we done with the 70s. I don't know what to tell you.
All of us.
And don't worry about that.
As you were saying, Ron, number 13.
Moving along to number 13. Next on the list, we have the Twin Towers. I think
that's the space we're moving into, Ron, today. To be honest with you, I think we're going to see more double big lineups moving forward in the future. Like more Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, more Hartenstein, Chet. I think we're going to see more of that. Yes.
What's funny is like the skill sets that people like swore couldn't work in this era. It turns out like the counter to a lot of that stuff is going back and doing some, I think one of the adjustments for Minnesota, it would help if, but again, it's not the greatest mid-range shooter. Like if he could play out the post a little bit more, and because it's harder to load up on a post and not see like where the defense is exactly coming from and stuff like that, especially if you choose a block, you know what I'm saying? Like, double big lineups have been coming back because of players like Jokic, Embiid, Giannis. You have to have, the best players in the league have been bigs. Yeah, so
just getting a rebound. I think people like the way certain shit look, and just because they see that and it don't look cool, they think it's trash. But it's like that shit worked. Like back in the day, the way they got to the basket and used them, like hook shots start to come back now. Because you realize they wasn't doing the hook shot back then for show. They were doing that shit because you had to. So it's like I hate when they say that like back in the day. Like when they say the league is more skilled. I always say, I mean, if you think going between the legs 65 times is skill, cool. That's what you think. But if I kick the fucking ball in and that shit go in every time and it ain't a violation, I don't give a shit that you can go between the legs 8 times to do a step back and brick a 3. That ain't skill. That's dumb. Like that make no sense. Like I hate when they say stuff like that because what they think is skill isn't really skill. It just look good. It just look cool. Like, oh, that's nice you did that. But they didn't dribble. Like I say this all the time. Carmelo Anthony made a living off of scoring and being one of the best scorers to ever play. He barely even dribbled. Just go look at it. He didn't even triple threat. He got a mean triple threat jab step, 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up. And he got a good handle. But you don't see him doing twing, step back, in and out. Oh, pull back. Like you don't see that. Like hell no. For what? That's my only thing with this whole more skill thing. Y'all they think more skilled means going between the legs 65 times. That's what they think they mean.
All right, fellas. 14 on the list happens to be 3 guys. One's name is Deputy Dort. The other's name is Warden Wallace. And the last one's name is Cricket Cop Caruso. Now, when you put these 3 demons together on the perimeter, essentially what you get is a mix of chaos that is just there's just nothing you could do with it, y'all.
Them the 2000 Ravens. This goddamn.
He scored against these dudes.
They play football against you. Dorf finna tackle you 1.5.
I remember when you guys
gonna finish the game with 1.5 tackles, half a sack.
I remember that. I remember when you guys was hating.
Just to be clear, Mars, I wasn't hating on Case and Wallace. All I said was Case and Wallace can't guard Jason Tatum. That's what I said.
Ron was acting like Kaysen wasn't that good of a defender. Chill was talking about Kaysen's in year 2, so he's not that good. I remember what you guys were saying.
Hey, Mars, I stand corrected.
Then I heard Chill hating on Caruso yesterday. Heard that too, or 2 days ago. Heard that.
I want to say this.
What did you hear me? What did you hear me saying about Caruso, Mars?
I heard you say that Kobe's a better defender than him. I heard you say that.
I did say that.
Yeah,
yes, I did say that Kobe Bryant is a better defender.
What year?
Is that hate, Mars?
Yes,
he's seen it.
No, it's not.
What year though?
He would know.
I heard that. I was like, yep. Chill knew to start hating when I left because I never let that go.
Oh man.
So Chill be hating on OKC's defenders. I'll be noticing. It's cool though.
But you know though, Mars, the thing is, so like for instance, yesterday I was like, yo, on Twitter, I said, I'm a believer. You know what I'm saying? I see what's going on. Somebody over there talking about, nah, stay on that side. Like, what side? What are you talking about? Like, my thing is, I think it's a glorious experience to be enlightened, to be elevated.
I just think it should have taken you. I don't think it should have taken 96 games, but you got there in the end. But I don't think it should have taken.
Hey, but I'm just saying that when you realize that you weren't that you were either you were wrong or that something in front of you was happening and you would acknowledge it. I don't. It's not embarrassing to me. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what
I agree with that completely.
Because everybody always think you in the goddamn takeoff. Like everybody want to take off. Like I'm like, bro, I'm not in no fucking takeoff with you. I don't care. Like they always, bro. Every time I get off the show, your takes got cooked. I'm like, bro, I'm not proving my take. I'm just saying what I think. I don't give a shit that you think Mars cooked my take. Like. We not in a takeoff. He think what he think. I think what I think. I don't give a damn what Mars think. Like, man. Well, they swear to God, like if we have any basketball opinion that it need to be crucified, like bring it up. Jordan said that the Timberwolves was gonna win. Apologize.
But Jordan. With that being said, in their defense.
You be
Jordan, you do typically be wanting to be right more. You know what I'm saying? You do be like, wait, but
why would I want to be wrong? And
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's
but
fair.
when you wrong, you can't be saying, I'm not having a takeoff. I don't care.
No.
I told you.
Hold on.
You can't have it both ways, bro.
You can't do that when you're right, and then when you're wrong, say, I'm not. Who cares? I'm just giving my opinion.
No, I'm not saying that. Hold on now. I only do that.
We're listening.
When people in the chat want to go crazy about my takes, about what I'm saying. And then, he brain dead. He blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm like, gotcha. All right, I'm going to wait it out. I'm brain dead, remember? Now I'm going to bring it up. But if I just give a casual take and it happened to be wrong, I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care. And if I do give a take that y'all disagree with and we have a whole argument about it and I'm wrong, I come back and say, I was wrong, like I was about Big Body Brunson, like I was about Tyrese Halliburton, like I have been about Shade Ant. I have been wrong.
What you wrong about Tyrese Halliburton?
I said Tyrese.
Friends with the Halliburton agenda. He thinks Halliburton sucks. So yeah.
I don't think
No,
he sucks.
no,
I don't
I
think
said-
he
I
sucks.
said-
I do
I'm
think
sorry,
he's
I
overrated.
never knew this.
Nah, I don't think.
I
he's
do think
overrated.
he's
Can you
overrated.
stay focused, Ron?
Yeah,
we don't have
Ron,
time.
can you stay focused, brother?
Yeah,
walk
we
that
ain't got
back.
time.
Can you stay focused?
Real talk. I walked that shit back. I gave it back. I gave it back. I'm gonna let them
Nah.
have that. I walked that
Well,
shit
you
back.
gonna
But I ain't
walk
having
back
no
on this side once he score 8 again. You'll be
I
right
might-
back over here.
Yeah,
might-
15
might-
assists.
But
But
he
y'all,
Probably- he
I
probably
ain't having
will
no
score
takeoff
8
with
at
y'all
some point.
ass.
He
I'm
will
just
score
letting y'all know.
Where we
I
at,
ain't
Ron?
having no
Number 12?
no,
14,
we
I
are
think.
at 15. We are at the end of the
the
list.
last
And we have
one.
one more
End of it.
thing.
Which
And
one?
you know, the thing about it is you guys kind of got on me and said some things were repeated, some things could be similar to another thing. Well, with the 15th one, guess what? You got me. But this one proves true more than anything else on this list. With the 15th reason why the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the NBA championship in 2025, it is simply because SGA is better than
Mhm.
your best player.
I can get with that. My best player better
He
than
is the
your
best player left in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. My best player better than your best player. I can get with that.
So
And
chill,
that is
chill,
that.
chill. I know you brought up the list. You said led the league in scoring, right? MVP,
Mhm.
right? If he wins the championship, Finals MVP, who's the best player in the world?
And
Chill.
conference finals MVP. And conference finals MVP.
And Conference Finals MVP, who's the best player in the world? Chill.
Hey, we might have to start
Hey,
we got to talk about them different, especially after considering
hey.
3 straight years, 30 a game, first team All Pro, 3 straight years.
Mm.
Got to talk about this dude different, delivering in the playoffs. He wasn't carried. He actually went in the playoffs and got
So
busy.
he's actually doing what you thought Jason Tatum was going to do this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is he better than Jason Tatum?
I would have to put him ahead of Jason Tatum. Yes, I would.
There you go.
One.
There you go.
We made it.
Yes.
There you go. So why Chill get to have that logic, but I can't have mine? When I
Yes.
say
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
Shea's been better than Jason Tatum for 2 years, so at least Chill
Okay.
finally got to the conclusion.
see, I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give him that. I'm not gonna give him
Mhm.
that. But if he wins,
Whereas
finals,
you're saying Ant can surpass SGA in 4 games. Like we just,
I still
Oh, yeah.
can't
Oh,
put
yeah.
I still can't put SJ over Giannis, yo. I'm sorry. I
Mm.
still can't do it.
I can, but shit,
I don't think
you
he's
know,
better than Jokic.
I'm-
but I'll
like I
have the Giannis conversation. I'll have it.
Shit,
The,
like I
the
said,
conversation
it
is
changes
louder
every year for me.
now. I think the conversation is louder now, considering
If you
what
can
he-
have a conversation
what
with
he- what he-
Giannis, you can have a conversation with you.
what he
I
There
think
you go.
Look, he better than Jokic.
Shea's done everything.
Jokic folded like laundry.
If they win, Shea's done everything accomplishment wise to put himself in that conversation.
100%.
There you go. That's why the list changed for me every
Conversation is
year.
loud.
I don't have a problem with changing, shuffling the deck every
Mhm.
year. It is what it is. I shuffle them. Hey,
Yep.
every year it's a new dealer in town, and it's no okay with it. And at the end of y'all career, let's come up with how many times you was the dealer. That's it. If I was the dealer 4-5 times in your era, I'm that boy in your
I just
era.
think
why
the
it is-
reason there's more hesitation with Shea is because like it's the same reason I think there was hesitation with Steph. And I understand LeBron existed. So I'm not saying like Steph was better than LeBron.
Mhm.
But I think because Shea averages like 32, 6 and 6 and not 32, 8 and 8, people don't think he impacts the game as much as he
Yes,
does.
the PRA demons. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want to bring it back to Luca, but like Luca averages like 34, 8 and 8 or whatever he averages, and then Shea averages 32, 6 and 6. It's like Luca's obviously better, and it's like I don't think it works that way. Same thing with like Giannis is averaging 30, 12 and 7 or whatever. Jokic averages obviously his 30-point triple-double. It's hard to like fathom that a guy averaging 6 rebounds and 6 assists is impacting the game just
And
as
that's
much.
why you
if
got to
not
watch.
more.
That's why you
I
just gotta
agree.
watch.
I agree. But I think
Yeah.
that's what holds guys like Shea back from being in that conversation for people. It's because he doesn't average the rebounds and the assists of like the other guys in those talks. It's
True.
the same reason why I think other people probably get overrated a bit.
But
because
but
they-
it but exactly because I was about to say, and I ain't throwing no shots at Luca because I know people think I got this thing with Luca, but I ain't throwing no shots at Luca. But his 36, whatever, 8 and 8, it's like, yeah, it's wonderful numbers. But watch the game sometimes and it's shitty too. It's like, all right, bro, this man's trash on defense. Like the possessions he do turn the ball over. It's like, all right, what the hell, Luca? Like, so it's like there's some flaws in that 36 too, just as well as some good things. It ain't very many flaws in Shea shit though. I will say that. I will get at it. Ain't he don't turn it over too much, and he don't do no badass possessions on a lot of the time. So
plays within
And he
his
play
game.
and he play D.
yeah,
And he play
and
D.
he play
I
defense.
think
So you gotta
underrates
watch the game.
Halliburton. Like Halliburton's like 19 and 9 or whatever. So it's like, how's Halliburton in these conversations with like a Jalen Brunson or whatever the case may be, when Brunson's averaging like 27 and 7. But it's like I think it goes way beyond the box score, like with a lot of people.
Oh, 100%.
The things with Halliburton though, I feel like are more. And again, I don't think that Halliburton's like not good, but the little things he does, I think, are reinforced by his coach. Like I find value in playing with pace. This is again why I think like people like Jason Kidd by some is probably an underrated offensive player, just because when you play with that pace, you're creating so many easier opportunities even without scoring the ball, because you're getting like cross matches because the defense isn't like set. Like it's so many good things that happens when you play with good pace, and I think like Halliburton creating that pace for his team is very valuable. I just he can
when Nimhard doing what Nimhard do too. Like I said it when I had a debate with Carson about how a lot of people on that team helps out Halliburton in the shit that he does. Like a lot. Like they all like
Indiana
a lot of them are good.
Indiana hide is like he's not a flawless player, obviously.
No, the same thing about Oklahoma City. I mean, they hide a lot of stuff with SGA too.
Yeah, but they ain't hiding 32.
Okay, well, I bet you that 30. But here's the difference, though, Jordan. As good as
hide SGA's like on-ball defense deficiencies, everything.
Sure, and the same thing with it. And the same thing with his buckets, Jordan. As good as he is as a bucket getter, I mean, what would that 32 look like if he was running with Trey or if he was running with Portland? Like it might look different.
He was on quote unquote Portland like 2-3 years ago when he was averaging.
It didn't look the same as it does today.
Not really.
Yeah, he's better than he was a couple years ago. But Shea gone.
So those other guys.
Shea's improved. But the team around him is also improved, and that's why they're championship contenders. So it's like you have to decipher what's the difference between Shea's improvement and the team's improvement.
Same with the Pacers. The Pacers improved too. Like I'm telling y'all, like them having 5 ball handlers that all can make plays. I mean, outside of Miles Turner, he's the only one that really don't like play make, but he can handle the ball. Like I was telling people that early in the year, like that's a Rick Carlisle test. Like that's how he likes to play it. Like if he could have it his way, he would have that on every single team. And that's the players he look for. He don't really look for stars. He look for players that can fit in the system. That's hence
the reason why he disconnected with Luka in Dallas is because like reports came out that Rick Carlisle wanted to like play a lot faster, and that's just not.
And a lot more team ball.
Isn't that a problem?
Maybe so, but I mean, Luka was the first. Last year, Luka was the first player, because I've been very critical of like heliocentric basketball. Last year, Luka was the first player I really thought was just good enough to just dead ass have the ball the entire game, and it's okay.
Yeah, that shit don't work though.
It doesn't.
It probably don't, but
not today. It doesn't.
Well, when
you go up against a team like Boston, it's not going to.
It don't work when you turn the ball over too damn much. Like when you turn the ball over like at a higher clip, and when you don't play defense, like it just becomes a real eyesore. Like. Bro, you turn the ball over, you hold the ball. It's good when you score. Everybody loves that, but you're not finna score 85 points. Like you're not gonna score 85.
He scored 73.
No, but it used to what last
he's
year.
Not doing
Luka
that shit every night though.
No, he's not gonna do it every night. But what last year Luka was so like capable of doing was he was so unguardable as a scorer to where now you're in a conundrum, because if he's going to come off the pick and roll and now you feel like you have to blitz him, well, now he's one of the best passers in the league and can make I think like, he's not that level of scorer right now, so we didn't get to see that version of Luka this year. Hopefully we get that back next year.
I just think whenever Luka decides to learn how to play off the ball, I think he would be even more dangerous when he learned how to maneuver off.
I just don't think that's happening. So he has to master what he's good at. I just don't think Luka's going to be a good off-ball player.
What you got, Ron?
Super chats, fellas. The first one is from Cowboy Bob. Cowboy Bob said Knicks should use the double big Cat and Robinson or Precious lineup. This helps with the amount of screens the Pacers set and rebounds. Also fighting through screens and no drop coverages on defense. Go New York, go.
Yeah, I'm done with the cat drop coverage. I don't want to ever see that again. I don't know what the hell that was. More Mitchell Robinson minutes would be cool, but yeah, I better not see drop coverage again with Cat.
What's wrong with
I don't know how the Knicks are going to guard.
What's wrong with playing Precious Achiuwa? How the fuck you say his name? Achiuwa. How you say his name?
He's just not very good.
Mars, he can give me some minutes though.
They can give you something though. You don't gotta run that same shit. Come on.
I don't get why you need to run him some minutes when you have Cam Robinson. Why do you need a third big?
Because what's play Precious so he could get cooked by his fellow African.
I don't get why you need a third big for.
Come on.
The reason why we need a third big is because we need somebody to supplement Cat in terms of just him getting tired because they run.
Mitchell Robinson
run out of gas, okay, and him too.
If my two bigs can't play all of the minutes, then I'm not gonna lie, the roster.
All of them.
But he's saying run a double big lineup.
Yeah, but not the whole game. It's just like in stretches, like every team does. Like Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley do. Like Chet and Hartenstein do.
They start.
Chet and Hartenstein are the only two bigs playing in this series for OKC. We're not like, oh, well, they need to get Jalen Williams in the game. Like, no, you can run with two bigs. Two bigs should be enough to play 48 minutes.
The difference is that Dagnall plays more than 6 guys. That's the difference.
Yeah, but
they don't play more than 6 guys.
My point is just about the bigs. Okay, New York played 2 bigs. OKC played 2 bigs. Now, whether or not they have enough depth in the guard position and the wing position, that's a whole different conversation. But in terms of the bigs, Robinson should be enough.
We'll see.
Drink more water. Said it didn't last, but early on in the regular season, OKC had more steals than turnovers, and it was a huge accomplishment. So far in these playoffs, OKC has more steals than turnovers again. Y'all think they could keep this up?
Yes.
Because their best player just doesn't turn the ball over. That's a lot of that. Obviously, they're one of the best steals, well, the best.
Like you said, real talk. As a group, they create so many turnovers. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whoever they play in the finals, the team they play doesn't turn the ball over that much. So that's what's gonna be interesting to me. Because the Pacers don't turn the ball over and the Knicks don't turn.
Mars, are you gonna be shocked when they tie this thing up 2-2?
Shocked? I'd be pleasantly surprised. Shocked, I think, is a bit far, but I'd be quite surprised. I'd be quite surprised.
I am.
And Mars, to your
I want
point,
the series to be long. I don't want a sweep.
The Knicks don't turn the ball over, and Indiana don't turn the ball over until they run up on Oklahoma City.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think OKC can turn anyone over, but just how many times can they turn over? Like the Pacers, I don't know how you turn that team over, to be honest. But if anyone could do it, OKC can do it. So
yes.
Teddy Hart said if OKC wins the chip, will it change the common ideology that young teams can't win? Similar to how the Golden State Warriors changed the ideology that jump shooting teams can't win. Remember, it's a copycat league.
No, it shouldn't change the ideology.
Yeah, it shouldn't because it still wouldn't be the norm. I think when I had this debate against Mars or the PCL, the one other youngest team in the league that won a championship, I think he brought up a team from 50 years ago.
Yeah,
so it's still an outlier. Yeah, the Trailblazers. Yeah. I didn't even know how he looked at them. But,
don't let the exception.
Oh, I just knew it because I've heard this conversation a lot, and I'm also
okay. Yeah.
But
I remember that debate when you beat Mars Real Talk. I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got robbed, but you got to give it to the home crowd.
I had that Shea whistle, right? I had that Shea whistle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Mars, you were making a point, Mars.
I don't think it should. I understand the concept of looking at trends, like, for example, when we did the 15 reasons, right? The top 5 teams in net rating all won the championship. So OKC, this is a reason why they might be favored to win the championship. I understand looking at trends, but I also think you got to look at teams for what they are individually. Houston, a big reason why Houston weren't going to do much this year, despite the fact they were a 2nd seed, I think was because of experience and because of flaws on the roster. OKC, the reason I was pushing back against it so much is because the team was just clearly better than everyone. Like, I understood they were young. I knew they were the youngest team in the NBA. I just refused to believe that this team was going to lose because they were too young. Like, I just refused to believe it when they're this much better than everyone. And now I think I haven't heard the experience conversation since like game 1 or game 3 of the Nuggets series. Was it game 3 that they lost? Maybe game 3.
Don't let them give up these next 2 games.
Since like game 3 of the Nuggets series, I haven't heard anyone talk about experience. And it's like, I feel with OKC, and I knew this was going to happen. Every time OKC lost the playoff game, the experience was going to come up. They lost because of experience. And I was just on the page that, like, I think they just lost games. Like I think that just happens. Sometimes you lose. I don't
I
think
disagree. It's because of how they lost those games.
Yeah, but then I watched
Like,
Boston blow 2 20-point
shrinking
leads, and it
in
wasn't
the
because of
fourth.
experience. It's because they shot too many threes.
Yeah, I mean, but we
Like,
know
my
Boston
point
is
is,
because of
like,
how they play basketball.
Yeah, it's because
Lack of
it's
coaching
because it-
experience,
It's
Mars.
because it confirmed, like my belief is, it confirms what your preconceived notion was going into the playoffs. So when OKC lose by blowing a lead, oh, they're not experienced enough to hold on to the lead. When Boston lose by blowing a lead, it's they shoot too many threes. They don't change their style. It's like, sure, but that's what you thought it was going to be before the playoffs. So you're just waiting to see something that confirms what you already thought. That's where I stand on the OKC situation, and that's where I've been the whole year. It's like, no matter what OKC did, if they didn't win the championship, no matter how they lost, it was going to be attributed to experience, and that's what I disagreed with. But I do think the more experience they get is going to help them long term. Like,
So when do you think?
In a defense,
How do you quantify experience, and do you think a team can lose because of lack of
I
experience?
don't think it can be.
So I mean, so for you, then anybody saying that would be confirmation bias.
Anybody saying what?
But
That
we've
they lost
seen
the
teams-
Anybody saying that a team would lose because of lack of experience for you, because it's not quantifiable to you, would just
I think you can. I think you can
be
see. I
confirmation
think you can see things that may be attributed to a lack of experience. But I think the reason why I say it's confirmation bias is because if OKC lose a game, and then let's say the Warriors lose a game in pretty much the exact same fashion, one would be attributed to experience, and the other one wouldn't.
The reason why, Mars, is
And
because
that to me is confirmation bias.
But the reason why, Mars, is because the one that Golden State lost, they would probably lose that less times than Oklahoma or the younger team would. They wouldn't lose that game more often than not. They would win that game, as opposed to that other team. Their lack of experience, they've never been in that. If you put them in that situation, Golden State's been in that situation more times than not. They're going to win that game off the strength that they've done it before.
Yeah, but they lost.
You don't think, Mars? You don't think like the Warriors got out their Rockets series because of experience?
I think they got out of that Rockets series because the Rockets can't score in the half court.
I agree with. I do think there are obviously basketball reasons, but I'm
Sure.
saying you don't think like the all of the experience
Wasn't going to help.
in
The
Rockets.
experience wasn't going to help the Rockets score.
I think it would. And the reason why is
In game 7, the Rockets shot like 14 threes.
Amen Thompson today, as opposed, and I know we got to move on, Ron. Amen Thompson today, we're going to be talking about him way different than we are.
He's going to be a better
4
player.
years. Right, and he's going to be more experienced. He's going to
Yeah, but
see
he's
more
gonna be
things. He's going
more
to see more
skilled.
plays. He's going to be he's going to see more, and he's going to know how to react. That's where the experience comes in. Same thing with Jabari. Same thing with Jabari Smith. Same thing with Tari. He's going to understand defenses better.
If the
He's gonna
Rockets were
become a
better,
better
they would
player.
have been better. Yes, I agree. If the Rockets were better, they would have been better.
Yes, we've had this conversation a bunch of times though, and
Yeah.
we just disagree on it. Mars, I think that experience makes you a better basketball player, and that's whatever.
Yep, no doubt.
Teddy Hart sent through a super chat and said, even though by merit, this OKC team is all-time great, I think the lack of sexy names will cause them to not stand out in history like historic teams with MJ, Kobe and Shaq, Curry and KD, Magic and Bird's teams.
Okay,
This shouldn't be the case.
First of all,
The way
Teddy,
Shea's going, he'll be one of those quote unquote sexy.
and to your point,
Right.
Mars,
Yeah, he will.
those other teams, they did a lot more. He just got if Oklahoma City does what those guys do, like win the championship 3 straight years, we're gonna be talking about them like we talk about those.
The
other guys.
15 Warriors were doubted too. Like going into the
100%
next year.
are gonna
And
do
then
that.
obviously they went 7
We
to
have
3
to.
and all of that. So it's like if OKC can do something like that, because like the 15 Warriors were also an inexperienced team. And then they won, but obviously they had more fortunate circumstances. But they won, so
Yep.
then you didn't really hear that too much after that. So I think it'll be the same with OKC.
Shout out to Hunter. Hunter sent through a $9.99 super chat and said, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Chris Brown.
Christian Brown.
Oh, Christian Brown. What? That's Chris Brown.
Focus,
Jamal
Bron.
Murray. Christian
Crazy,
Brown is
huh?
literally Chris Brown.
Where we are boxing ox when I see this dude. We are straight boxing.
You know, I'm just gonna read it for what it
Christopher.
was.
It's not Christian, it's
Jokic,
Christopher.
AG, CB, Murray, 2 paper clips and some elbow grease really pushed this team to 7 games.
They did do that.
Shout
I'm
out
still
elbow
very
grease.
sure that they got to a game. I'm very sure that they got
I had
to a
Oklahoma
I'm,
City.
Yeah, you
I'm
never
shocked,
plans just
I'm shocked that OKC is here right now. That's what I'm shocked about.
It's the elbow grease.
I
y'all.
really for sure thought Denver was winning that series, no doubt about it. And a lot of it has to do with experience and Jokic. That's it. Jokic folded
Nugget
like
fans
laundry.
holding on to that. Oh, we took them 7 games for dear life. You know who else won 7 games? The no T-Mac, no Yao Ming, 09 Rockets with the Lakers. The Atlanta Hawks went 7 games
the
with
Atlanta
the
Hawks,
Boston
08,
Celtics
yeah. Mm-hmm.
in 08. Like, you going 7 games, really, you lost.
They went
You
7
lost.
games with the Celtics
Stop
too.
holding on to that.
Bulls
You
went
lost.
7 games with the Celtics
Yeah,
too.
like that's what people be throwing me off with that type of stuff. So it's like, are the 08 Hawks better than the Lakers because they went to 7 and the Lakers lost to
Right.
6?
Like, what the what?
Okay.
Casual Brown asked the casual question and said, we see the NBA going back to the 90s style of basketball, guard and big man team. How does this style benefit players who had to play like LeBron for their team? Giannis, Tatum, etc.
Huh?
How does this style benefit players who had to play like LeBron for their teams?
Giannis and Tatum, apparently.
Is he saying is what are wings gonna do if the game goes back to guard big men?
They
Is
gonna
that
ball
what
out, man. Like hoopers,
Yeah,
man.
they
Hoopers,
gonna
they gonna hoop. That's what they gonna do.
100% they do
I
that.
guess.
I don't think the NBA is going back to 90s style of basketball anyway.
No,
Um,
slow everybody. Well, even though, I mean, Oklahoma City's averaging in this series, Mars. I think they're averaging 21 threes a game, 22 threes a game. So they ain't
Yeah,
shooting
they're
the long
not
ball that
shooting many. Yeah, they're not
much. Yeah,
shooting
they living in the mid range and at the rim, which is very 1995-ish, right?
I think versatility is the name of the game. So I think guys like, could you imagine a prime LeBron in today's game?
Oh my goodness.
Like, I think versatility is the name of the game. You have, if you can dribble, pass, shoot, and get to the rim, and play some defense, like that's like the ideal player in today's game.
Yes.
So, and
Yeah.
wings
Yo,
tend to be the only players who can do all of those things. So,
I was looking at some prime Russ clips the other day, and I'm like, boy,
Oh, you too?
y'all better be
Don't get
happy.
Ron
Russ,
started.
hey,
Don't get Ron
hey,
started.
I'm
please.
just saying, chill. If Russ would have came around 7, 8, 9 years later, well, it'd be some smoke of this.
If that
Like-
boy would have had KD getting his way, I'm
What's
telling you.
It'd be
Ron,
some shit, chill.
what does 2015 Russ look like today?
Crazy.
2015
MVP,
Crazy. Crazy. With the
What?
way they
Killing
play
these
and the
niggas.
pace that they play to and the shit that they allow these players to do now.
Russ getting 36 a night. I know that.
Cody,
I know
hey,
Russ
Ron,
Probably
36.
30, 30,
Now, Mars, we
35.
doing this, Mars. It's Friday.
Russ is outscoring
What?
Shea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I don't agree with
Prime,
that.
Prime Russ is killing Shea. Prime Russ
talking
is
about
cooking
fast
Shea.
Oh wait, so Russ is a better scorer than Shea.
You don't gotta be better to score.
Ron,
You don't gotta be better
Russ
to
is a better
score
scorer
more.
than Shea.
You don't gotta be better to score.
Y'all
more.
go, y'all gonna talk, y'all
Russ
gonna
is
talk
better
about
than
the
Shea.
different ways Shea can score, but Russ just thugging. He just
What is
getting
Russ's
to it.
superpower in this
Is
game
Russ a
today?
better scorer than Shea?
Athleticism, speed, strength. Athleticism, speed, strength.
Russ.
Nigga.
Hey, the
So,
game
and-
plan on the clipboard. Coach gonna write Russ. Smash. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark,
Is
exclamation
he a
mark.
better
Thugging.
scorer than Shea?
No, he's
Yes,
not, Mark.
yes, I'll say it. Fuck it. Yes,
no,
y'all
he's
don't want
not.
to say it. I will.
Run.
No,
He
he is not.
cooking.
2015
accept
Russ is
it.
not a
Yes,
better
he
scorer than
is.
SGA. No, he is not.
I'm
No.
talking about
Run my
swinging
four
on the
runs with
rim
the-
like Tarzan.
36.
Hold on.
No. And by the way, Ron, that's that Russ. I think that Russ led the league in scoring that year. 2015 Russ.
2015, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He
He
didn't
did.
lead this nigga scoring too.
All right.
I'm talking
It's
about young Russ.
Ishak Ira kind of asked a similar question. Ishak Ira said, has Brunson and Halley surpassed Kyrie all time? Being that they are leading as the number one option to the Eastern Conference Finals, or has Kyrie proven his game is portable enough to win next to anyone, which is more impressive?
Has Russell and how do you suppose Kyrie will take? Oh my god.
Nah, let's do it, Mars.
Kyrie in today's game, I think, would be more valuable than both of them. I'll say that.
Would he?
Then Halliburton?
I think
Would he?
No way.
I think if you
Hell
put
no.
Kyrie, like prime Kyrie, let's say that, and let's say that Mavs team, because at this point in the NBA, what I'm thinking of is ball handling is becoming more important. I think it was couple of years ago at this moment.
Grills, what's prime Kyrie? What year are we talking about? 21 or 21, 22 Brooklyn Nets Kyrie? Is that one? Are we talking about 17 Kyrie?
If I'm talking about Kyrie with like all of his bursts and like that handling he had, I would say like 20. I'll see like Celtics to like Nets Kyrie.
That's where I'm going.
That's where the
Celtics
prime Kyrie's at.
So like 17, 18 Kyrie Irving?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's more valuable than Tyrese Halliburton with like an 8-to-1.
I don't think he'd be better. I don't think like when I mean valuable, I don't think he'd be better than I'll say Brunson or Hallie at the moment. But I think I mean like viability, I think like someone like I can give you an example. I think someone like I guess Chet. He's not better than someone like Hallie or someone like Brunson, but I think you can make the argument that someone like Chet could be more valuable than them off his defense alone. I think you could make the argument.
Wait. How did Tyrese get in the prime Kyrie conversations?
I don't know. This is why I don't like it.
Hey, Ox, you just got to put your glasses on and watch, brother.
Ron,
Bronson is the number.
You're supporting this shit?
Take that Rubik's Cube do-rag off and watch what's going on.
When you're the best player on the team that goes relatively far in the playoffs, you end up then just getting catapulted above people who, quote unquote, can't be number ones.
No, yeah, Kyrie
Twilight
really hate my boy got hurt in Boston. Man. Oh my goodness, bro.
God,
I hate Kyrie got hurt in Boston.
Prime Kyrie conversations right now. I am pissed.
That's crazy.
Fellas,
y'all remember what Kyrie and the Celtics were doing before he got hurt?
That 2018 Celtics team was going to be in the conference finals. They done. I think you put LeBron fans are going to get mad if Kyrie's healthy in the 2018 postseason. They're the team that's going to get swept by the Warriors in the finals. Like that's what would have happened in my opinion.
Did they still almost lose? Or?
LeBron fans, don't let them get away with this.
They still would
not let this slide.
I think they make the finals that year. That 2018 Celtics team was really good defensively. Offensively,
I don't know if they would have made it to the finals. I think they didn't have enough time together.
If Jason Tatum doesn't dunk on LeBron, they about to beat them. That was the problem. Jason Tatum dunked on Bron and bumped him. Bron turned up.
As Ox being the Al Horford guy he is, I don't think you bring up that 2018 Celtics run enough for your Al Horford agenda. Like, I think as you being the Al Horford guy, I feel like you should be talking about that a lot more.
And then they traded his ass. I
feel like you should talk about that a lot more than you do. Just for
you know what? I think I'm gonna start talking about it a lot more, Morris. Yeah. You're right. Because Al Horford the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Because hot take, I think Al Horford was the best player in that team in the playoffs. Which means Al Horford is a number one. Go to the conference finals.
All right, y'all. Riddell sent through back-to-back super chats. Riddell said, Shea to me is not the best in the world. My argument, to put it simply, is I am just unsure of the magnitude of his impact on the court in comparison to guys like Jokic and Giannis.
I just don't get it.
He said, to me, the Thunder are with all-time defense, which allows Shea's elite scoring to flourish. I just don't know if his offensive impact is as elite like Steph, for example. Shea is him, though, no doubt.
They had a 124 offensive rating with him on the floor this year. He has like the best on-court net rating since 2016 Steph Curry. And the thing about that is like, that doesn't account for the fact that Shea is playing with bench lineups routinely. And I understand people say, okay, so you have a deep bench. Their bench is deep because of what they do defensively. You can put Shea out there with 4 defenders who lack offensively, who aren't great offensively. I'm not saying they're terrible, but who aren't great offensively. And you're going to have an elite offense. A big reason why OKC are able to have every lineup be elite on defense is because Shea can floor raise any offense to an elite level. Like you can put Shea out there with Lou Dort, Kaysen, Caruso, and Hartenstein. Not saying those guys are bad offensive players, but you wouldn't expect that to be best offense in the league production. And they can have the best offense in the league with that lineup. And then it's like, oh, but their defense is great. Yeah, how many other teams can you put 4 elite defenders who lack offensively on the court and still produce elite offense and make that justifiable? Most of the time, you have to leverage the minutes. Be like, well, we need to get more offense out there. So you take away some of the defense to get more offense.
Yeah, they say it'll be no.
You don't have to do that with Shea, because Shea by himself can produce elite offense. I don't understand how you can question his offensive impact. I don't understand it at all. he produces elite offense in any assortment of lineups, any single one.
In with those lineups, Mars, I don't know if you know for sure how much of that is like getting fast break, getting not steals, but getting long rebounds, getting out running. Yeah, transition.
I could look up like transition frequency with those lineups, but I think, and a part of that is also when Shea was top 5 in the league in steals this year. Shea starts fast breaks himself, and Shea, and that's a difference between like Shea and some other people. Like Shea is actively pushing tempo, like he's not Halliburton with it, but Shea's actively pushing tempo, speeding the game up. So it's like he's doing all of those things on the margins that make OKC so dangerous, and then he's doing it in a way that you can put poorer offensive players around him, and the offense doesn't matter because, and this goes back to the mid-range stuff. When Shea can get to a 50% mid-range shot every time down in the half court, you're going to have an elite half court offense. Like you're going to have that. You don't rely on the 3-point shot. He produces elite half court offense no matter what's around him because teams can't take away what he does in the mid-range. So I don't understand questioning his. I don't understand how you can question his offensive impact. The reason you're able to have such defensively slanted lineups is because of Shea offensively. That's the reason you can do that. So Shea's good.
All right. Unknown Warriors said Ron skipped my chat yesterday. Damn, L. Ron. But he went on to say, Mars supports Embiid. Shout out to him for always holding it down and speaking facts when folks try to hate. Damn, Dub Mars.
It ain't even fun. It ain't even fun hating on Joel no more. It's just sad at this point.
Yeah,
he's gonna be healthy next year.
I sure hope so. I'm hating on Joel.
I keep saying it every year. I'll live with the results. Whatever happens, happens. As long as I just get to see Joel Embiid and the Sixers healthy in the playoffs. If that means they lose in the second round again, if that means they lose in the finals, okay. I just want to see the Sixers go into the playoffs healthy. And then whatever happens, and stay healthy. And whatever happens, happens. I just want to see it one time.
Yo, Jason.
What's up?
Is it any player that you hate on?
Any player that I hate on?
Shea.
No.
Right.
No. I was just real. Shea was getting put in some real uncomfortable conversations. I got a few friends that are OKC fans, so.
Oh yeah, I got a few friends who are Nuggets fans.
My two best friends, they've been OKC fans forever, so they were putting Shea above D Wade for me a crime. So I don't know. That was too crazy for me. So I was looking at Shea in a different lens.
Yeah.
The
all right,
man.
Colin Miller said, "Go back and watch Rookie Year Chet. Absolutely punked the hell out of Evan Mobley in their second matchup, and get back to me on who's better."
Mobley's better than he was last year.
What does that have to do with what has something that happened in rookie year?
Mobley's better now than he was last year. Way better. So nice.
Zero just vibing said, "Thank God OKC didn't play the Rockets. They would have been saying they beaten on SGA like the bad boys."
He would have shot like 14 free throws a game.
16 at least.
Depending on the whistle.
The way the Rockets defense, 27 free throws a game.
The Baller Shot Caller 1999 said, "I'm with you, Ron. I'm going with the Pacers all the way. I think Jim Carrey without Coach Dagenau."
Damn.
You can't outcoach the mass, baby. MP13 said that 5 to 6 minute stretch of in game time where OKC just shuts your offense down entirely is one of the most insane occurrences that happens once a game.
It's ridiculous. The game, 4-point game, and then OKC just to be like, "Yeah, I don't think you guys are gonna score for the next 5 minutes." Next thing you know, you're down 18. Like, I don't know what you're meant to do with that.
It is kind of crazy.
Bob Wick sent through a super chat, and I can relate. And I feel very spiritual today because my GOAT Pastor Real Talk is in the building. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes. Ron shut the doors. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting up out of here till we raise 20K. Ain't that what
he said 40K. He said 40K.
Yeah, 40K.
40 bands. Shut the door.
Yeah, that
was crazy.
That's fire.
All that money tax free, man.
Oh man,
goodness gracious.
Simon 718 said, "Let's have the chat. You could not win a chip with Rudy as your 5-man. I'm sick of that one-handed rebound tipping giraffe with Alzheimer's.
What? With Alzheimer's?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he's just so bad offensively.
Why do he gotta have Alzheimer's though?
I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't like that one hand shit though. But man, Rudy gotta work. Somebody gotta get Rudy on them box jumps, dog.
I seen a clip of Rudy doing a pre-game ball handling.
Yeah, he trying to make sure his handle right for that fast break. You know, he sometimes
I don't know if
get
you've
off on
seen
that
it
fast
though.
break.
God damn,
I did see it. He couldn't do that. First of all, the shit he was doing was first of all, that was hard. He going between the legs, behind the back with 2 balls.
I don't know why he's trying to do that. Like,
yeah, he don't need to do that for a ball handling drill. He can just
shout out Rudy working on them handleboards.
Man, he needs to just be working on catching the ball.
He just warming up, y'all. Damn, let my man warm up.
But Ox, he going with the 2 ball between the legs, behind the back combinations. That shit hard for a guard. Why the fuck would that be hard for you?
That shit is light. He all right. Man, love Rudy Rock, man. Love Rudy Rock, man. He just
Rudy
trying to get loose for the game.
Boy, Rudy need to get on the box jump. His ass don't even be jumping for the rebound. They just slap it out his hand. I'm like, if you jump and catch it at his highest point, shouldn't nobody get to it? But
yeah, but then he's gonna bring the ball down because he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he need to stop that shit. No, he just gonna grab it with one hand and then bring it down like he's some type of big dog with some type of big dog in a penitentiary or something. Like they all respect him. Like, bro, give me your food. That's how Rudy act like. Rudy act like he's running the pen.
Give me your food. Run that shit.
Give me that shit out your hand.
Tyler Talley said, y'all were talking about if Ant is as good or better than SGA. I'd argue the gap between SGA and Ant is larger than the gap between Ant and JDUB.
Yeah, that's cap. But
I don't think Ant and SGA are close. I don't know about the gap thing. I'm not doing that. But I don't think they're close. I don't get why you guys said they were in the same tier. I don't see it.
Maybe you're right. We'll see at the end.
All right, y'all. We got a few more members. Let me go ahead and shout these guys out, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. But the first member is The Trap is a Trap.
That's a hell of a logo, Trap.
I agree. The Trap is a trap. Dorian Clayton, a Hall of Famer, became a YouTube member.
That's a hell of a logo for you, too. I don't know what it is, but shit, it's something.
Shout out my man, DC. Joe Breezy became a YouTube member. Shout out to Joe.
Damn, Breezy. Damn, Joe, the hell of a headshot right there, boy. That boy got some headshots going on. I got you, Joe.
Shout out the boy Joe.
Joe
styling on him.
Joe Butt.
Terrence Jones also became a YouTube member. Shout out to Terrence Jones.
All right, T. Jones, you got to get a better headshot, though. You can't follow Joe Breezy with that blurry ass headshot. We got to get you something.
That's just the lighting right there. You got to do better with the lighting.
You got to do better with the lighting.
Yeah, I got a little glare.
Come on,
Scott
man.
Howard gifted one Player's Choice membership. Shout out to Scott Howard.
Shout out, Scott. You got too many people in your joint, though. You got about 3-4 people. We don't know which
Jordan's
one
doing analysis for everyone. Okay.
I say,
I'm trying to help people out.
This is good right here. Helping out the people. I want to know, is he one of the people sitting down or is he the bodyguard?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. You know, some people DM girls and don't know why they don't DM back. I mean, shit, we looking at the profile picture. I don't know who the hell DM me.
When they don't DM you back, you just block them, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Sometimes you give them 12 hours to respond.
Your ass out here.
Delete, block.
You've been on your page for the last 48 hours. I seen your ass. So don't do that. And you went and checked that DM box every time you got on. So shit, you got 12 hours to make it happen, or it's over with. Never gonna happen.
I love that shit, bro.
Bam Gabe has been a member for 20 months. Y'all know my man. Gabe said, hi, team. Hi, team. 2 is showing y'all who 2 really is. Love to see it.
2 is showing.
Bam Gabe. I guess you. That's cool, Gabe. You got your little fence.
That was the chick. That's the Chicken Little, right?
I think so.
That was Chicken Little. The sky's falling. The sky's falling. Good movie.
Shout out Chicken Little. And last but not least, we got a super chat from a guy that's very unfamiliar to you guys out there. But here he is. Pinsare Basketball. He said Jokic deserves an apology. OKC
what the hell is an apology
is
for?
A++.
We know that defense is great. We also know Jokic wasn't good in 4 of those games.
You know,
he deserves an apology.
Yeah, what we apologize?
Don't get shit for me.
Yo, apologize.
I like your logo though, Pin. That's a fire logo.
Yeah, hey, I'm no longer listening to series numbers, bro. No longer listening to series numbers.
I say that because I just can't. I just already say I'm not apologizing to that big soft motherfucker. Like, what you doing, bro? You got Alex Caruso guarding you. I'll put Alex Caruso on the block and torture that boy. Yo, cause you better get your ass down there. You get big, man. Soft ass nigga. Talking about
he for 7 with 4 turnovers with Caruso.
They talking about he could play in the 90s. Boy, he can't play in the 90s, boy.
Caruso.
No. I was talking about Jokic, Mars. I'll punish Caruso on the block, boy. What? What? Caruso.
Set it up. Guarantee you don't score. Guarantee.
I really wish we could do that because you know what I'm saying, that would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, that's a professional basketball player, yo. I'm not trying to disrespect. Like, keep it real.
Wait, hold on. No. Damn that. Hey, Ron, put me on the big screen, Ron. Hey, Ron, put me on. Hey, wait. Do a split screen. Me and Bob. Yeah.
Get that right, Ron. Get that right.
There you go.
We better make an announcement. Hello, everybody. This is my man, Big Ox Bob, right? This is my man, Big Ox. He said Alex Caruso don't want no smoke on that box come the off season. So we respect you, Alex. We know you got a playoff series, maybe a championship to win or whatever. But in 2 months' time, it's gonna be live stream. You, Big Ox, and a box. What's up? Give me 10 possessions. I'll bet I score 8.
Hey, I got Ox.
Oh, Caruso?
Mars, I got block work, Mars. I got block work.
Bro. Hey, Ox, you talking about?
I don't think you know who Alex Caruso is.
I'm talking about Caruso.
I don't think you know who Big Ox Bob is.
I know where you can find.
I'm giving Ox 2. He'll score twice.
I doubt it. Look, listen. I know where you can find him at, Ox. If you go down to Los Angeles, California in the summertime, and you go to J Law basketball gym, Caruso will be in there, and he plays
what area
defense.
What area is that in? What area is that in LA?
Irvine. I want to say it's Irvine.
I love Irvine. I'm gonna cook him and then go to Javier's. I think it's in
Irvine.
Shout out Javier's.
What's that college? What's that college out there? Is it UC?
UC Irvine. UC Irvine.
And it's another one too, right?
There's Rivers. I mean, it's a bunch down there. Riverside in Anaheim.
I think it's
Irvine.
It might be blue. It's blue. So I think it's Irvine. It might be Irvine.
Yeah, I think that's Irvine. Wait, is that right?
But
Riverside. Riverside, man. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Cal Baptist, maybe.
No. It's Irvine. It's a D1 school because I remember it was close to that. But
Cal Baptist D1 now. But anyways, no.
Okay. But if you see, you're gonna see Caruso in there playing defense just like how he do in the game. I swear to God, he gonna have his hands out. He gonna be talking. He gonna get pissed off if you don't help. He gonna say some shit to you if you being soft.
And he gonna be on the block getting his ass busted by the biggest ox that y'all know. All right?
I like that though. I like that though. You could tell Caruso got that same energy all the time.
I swear to God, he do.
80% of the time, Ox will give him a bucket.
Bro,
you said you're gonna be surprised if I get a shot off Zigsaw. That is
he don't get shot off.
He is little.
Bro, he plays defense. He plays defense the exact same way he do in the game. He do that shit in pickup.
I want to be clear, y'all. I want to be clear. I didn't say I beat Alex Caruso 1-on-1 or nothing like that. That never happened. I said just give me 10 block possessions. That's what I said. Let's just be clear real quick.
I mean, it just
so like
depends
you
on
get
who's
to get to park yourself down there and get the ball, or like we running somewhere he's able to push you off your spot to start attempt to push you off your
spot. If he can however he wants to guard it, it's cool. I can spin off that and post him up this way. I got footwork, Mars. Like, I'm not tripping. You can do what you think you gotta do.
What you gonna do with Caruso get the rough in you?
I think he'll score twice.
I'm gonna be tight. What you mean I'm gonna do?
With Caruso just get the straight, just roughing you. And picking you up,
you gonna give Jokic an apology if Caruso starts?
No, because Jokic is 7 feet 2. No,
and Julius Randle don't have the same problems with Caruso like Jokic is having a problem. Like,
that's what I'm saying. On that 1-on-1, Julius is babying Caruso like he's supposed to.
It's like
wait. I got a question. So let's say this happens and Ox kills Alex Caruso on the box, right? So look. Wait. Transitive property, right? So does that mean
Yes, that's what that means. Yes. Yes, nigga, yes.
I'm saying though. Hey,
Yes.
I
No, real talk. What that means, real talk, what that
greater
means is
than Jokic.
I'm better than Jokic.
You're better than
there you
Jokic. Fact. Okay.
Yes.
There
Yes. Hell yeah.
That's what that means. Big Ox Bob.
If I look out of 10, if I score 5 or more, I'm better than Jokic. Nigga, yes.
Oh man. All right, so before we get up out of here, yo, Jay Grills, who you got in that matchup?
Tell Elmer Fudd to bring his ass on.
Who, Minnesota or Ox?
No. Ox gets 10 possessions, and Caruso has to guard him 10
Yeah,
times.
say the right answer.
How many times does Ox score?
Man, give me Ox, y'all. Give me Ox.
There we go.
You got it.
How many times?
I'm with it.
How many
I'm with it
times?
already.
Nigga Jake Grills, man.
I'm with it already.
All right, so we about to get up out of here. Yo, Jordan, you seen Fenerbahce beat Pana? They going to the finals?
I did not see that. Damn.
Yeah. Only playing right
They're
now.
playing right
So
now
I'm about
on
to,
ESPN,
yeah, so I'm
right?
about to.
about to turn it
I don't
on.
know. I don't think it's on ESPN, but I don't know. I'm about to go turn it on right
I
now.
know I'm about to
I
watch
think
it.
I think on ESPN. Damn, Finna going to the finals.
Yeah. Into the finals. Shout out to Fenerbahce. And shout out to Marco
Damn.
Guduric. But all right, y'all.
You know what though, Ron? You know what though, Ron?
What's up?
We getting that. You know, my homeboy get his give back anyway. He brought his team to the Euro League anyway. Fuck it. It is what it is. We'll see him next year. We gonna see him next year. Opposed to the Euro League.
We up out of here. We'll see you guys later tonight. Speaking of Hapoel, we'll see you guys later tonight on Playback with Patrick Beverly. In the meantime, in between time, we'll catch y'all then.